we're moving over from NXL.
I like it.
Taking the side step. Instead of spending oodles and boodles of money to go to the East Coast all year. Have the same exact competition at the West Coast.
I, I personally love what Mike's doing with the WC. The WC is so fun, and I agree. Went to Dover, and it was fun. Fun seeing a lot of people that I don't see all the time. The event itself, I just feel like NXL. I mean, XL events are NXL events. I just feel like WC. There's just the community, the culture there is just alive and thriving.
Definitely. And I mean, there's people like yourself where you have like a booth, and you have your whole community at the booth, right? And that's one thing that I noticed about OTL, and I'm definitely excited to get into later about where dude, I saw a ton of people hanging out. That was like a hangout spot. Some people walk past their vendor and it's like a ghost town, but dude, yours was always popping.
Always, dude. And I'm blessed to have so many friends, and I would agree. It is one of the things now that I've just am getting so excited for every event, and the amount of people that just hang out, and I get that a lot of feedback every time they walk by. Exactly what you just said. It's like a little micro party going on, and I hope it only grows because it's so fun. It's so fun.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, genuinely with your whole off the leash thing, I know it's gonna grow. It's a great. I have a friend, AJ Bergzazi, who has been. He said he'd done your program before, right? And he had nothing but great things to say about it. So if you're willing to work with AJ, you're willing to work with anybody. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean,
AJ was on the roster like, I still feel like I'm early, young, I should say, in terms of just being a brand and being out there. OTL is still very young, and AJ was there, dude. AJ was there as I've been laying the bricks, so and it's so fun to see these guys come in and become part of the OTL family, and then life happens. The ebb and flow of being a trainer and fitness. That is just part of the game, right? Of people coming in and out. Life happens, but to just see them out in the community and see the impact that OTL has had on these people is really cool to see, and privilege. I see it as just such a privilege to be able to enter into the into people's lives at almost like the time that they need it, and then they move on, but they're always still OTL family. It's never been like, hey, you're when you leave you're cut off, or anything like that, like as like a mark against you or something like that. It's just it's not like that at all. And going back, AJ is definitely one of those, and every time I see him, it's always a pleasure to catch up and see how he's doing and everything like that.
Hell yeah. I mean, I like what you said there, where it's like sometimes people need it, sometimes where there's like amongst men, it's men's mental health awareness, right? But it's like that thing where tons of people like go through a breakup, and then all the boys are like, all right, see you at the gym. Like that kind of thing, where it's like that change of lifestyle, because sometimes when you leave a person that you're with for a long time, dude, that is like a life-changing thing. You have to restructure parts of your life, when you're with somebody for so long, and then you need that structure again. And a lot of people find it through the gym and through physical activity. Paintball's a perfect example of that.
It is. It is, and we joke a lot. Are we recording yet?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Oh. Yeah, you're good. I was like, dude, this conversation's going so good, I might as well record it.
We joke within the walls, within our walls, that OTL, people come in thinking it's a fitness program, and it is. Obviously, that's our platform. But it definitely becomes more of like a men's group, and I've seen it happen more times than not, of like what we were just saying, where OTL comes into someone's life and it's exactly what they never, what is this? It's exactly what they needed without ever knowing it, and just again, being able to be on the sidelines or just be side by side with someone walking through the, these chapters of their lives, and like I said, fitness is the platform for it, but being able to help them out through these tough times, and again, yes, being men's mental health awareness month, it's always been a big thing for me. Mental health in general doesn't necessarily need to be secluded to men, but since I am in my experiences of, that is my background. Um, Working with men is more fitting for me.
Mhm.
I don't necessarily, not that I don't care to do it, but with like females and stuff, it's just with men, you strike a chord. It's just something that I resonate more with than females. And so when, most of the population of OTL athletes are men, I do have some females, but most of them are men. So when they come in, like we said, it becomes more of a support group. And people really lean on, um, each other.
Oh
And,
yeah.
like, I can take a step back, and I've watched really deep friendships happen because of OTL, and people that are still friends and really close friends, and that have even moved on past OTL,
Yes.
but have remained friends, so it is really cool to see that.
The way that you're describing off the leash is because I've been watching this show called Spartacus with my girlfriend. I don't know if you ever seen that show.
Okay.
It's
I
about
haven't, but I know what you're talking
right.
about.
It's about a gladiator. The overthrow of Rome and all that stuff.
Mhm.
The brotherhood of the gladiators that they have in there. Obviously, they all share the brand, right? Where hot on skin brand, right? The OTL
Mm.
is like not a physical brand, but a mental brand. Where it's like once you're in
Yeah.
there, you're family. And I try to adapt that same thing to whatever team I'm on. If you're on a team with me, dude, you're family forever,
Mhm.
right? So the brotherhood and unity that you can get through something like OTL is so rare nowadays, right? Because everything, dude, the world is full of so much negativity and everything like that. Where you
Oof.
get and the fact that you're able to channel positivity through being active. You see a lot of people where they let themselves go a little bit, right? To where they're like eventually like, I need help. I need help to get up and move into that next level because you don't want to be that guy that I mean, I assume we've all seen those videos when it was like a video of like a baby carriage, like the dude falls right, and they're like struggling to get up, and the baby's like going towards traffic, right? And you never want that to be you ever,
Mhm.
right? And I feel like programs like OTL are those ones where it's like people recognize, like, dude, I want to make a change in my life, and you help them do that. So I just want to say, dude, thank you for everything you do in the community, genuinely.
Oh, thank you,
You know,
dude. It's yeah, thank you. No thanks needed, but thank you. Um, it's really a pleasure, and it's a privilege, I should say. It's a
mm,
privilege more than a pleasure. It's a privilege that I have been able to be called to kind of be able to do this, right? I mean, in many senses, do God's work, right? And
yeah.
and have a positive effect on people's lives that need it the most, and that's really what fuels me. I mean, obviously I have my own mental health issues and stuff like that, and so a lot of the times the athletes or these friends that just come into the community, they pull me out of things all the time,
Mm-hmm.
because I can see how hard they're working, and how much it means to them, and so it fills my cup just as much as I hope OTL fills their cup, and what I was gonna say too is, there's there's something psychologically that happens when I talk about it a lot. I put it a lot on my clothing and stuff like that, but it's like when there's a collective or a group that is enduring suffering, right? The connection that you guys create is so strong that it really helps, kind of what you're saying, of building you up, and pulling you out of dark places, is when, there's a collective of everyone kind of going through it. But that's what kind of, team sports or training or anything like that, it's like that accumulation of enduring suffering together that creates such strong bonds with people. So I think OTL really strikes that chord, and I didn't do that by design. It kind of just happens organically.
Hmm. I like that.
That's a
So
great thing.
for you and OTL off the leash, when did you first get that idea? Like when were you like, okay, I want to make this thing into a business. I want to be an entrepreneur. When did you
Yeah.
make that step?
This so
And how did you know? How did you know you wanted to make that step?
Hmm. Well, let's work backwards with that last question. I didn't know. I didn't know. Um, I'm just one ever since um I guess ever since I got clean, um once you kind of go through withdrawals and really feel that rock bottom, fear doing things uh doesn't hit the same way. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
you're not really too scared to do things because it's almost like a superpower. I feel like I jokingly say that, but it's like I feel, once you overcome, like, so for me it was like once I overcame like hard addiction to heroin, I was like, fuck, I could do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After going, like, literally, like, after going to that, you're like, fuck, I could do whatever now. So I've always been one to just jump into the unknown. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I didn't know. I Going back to that second question, I didn't really know. But when I was living on Maui, so I went back home to get clean. I was living on Maui, met my now wife. We were in school, and there was a period of time where we were both finishing our bachelors. We were gonna get married. We were both quitting our careers, which was in human services,
Hmm.
um, and moving. All
Wow.
of that within like a 3 month span.
Okay.
So it was like really, it was just one of the times in my life so where I've been completely jumping into the unknown. And so that was in 2018, and that was when we were moving. That was uh me moving to also play for Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
So it was my
Mm.
first year with Thunder, and so jumping into that as well. And when I got up here, I didn't have a job lined up, so I ended up getting hooked up with a job through a friend. I was like delivering flowers.
Oh hell yeah.
It was just some job. It was just a stepping stone.
Food on
And
sale.
yeah, and this was always a big thing for me too. And I was kind of dabbling in the whole, well, fitness, and then obviously paintball,
Yeah.
but also the social media aspect of it too. I saw that there was a pocket um for sports performance in paintball. No one really was doing it, and even to now leading the pack doing it. Um uh I kind of had like, well, this would be cool, right? Like you didn't really know the roadmap yet, but you knew that there was a need for it and a void to fill. I was like, well, I guess I'll try it. I'll try it. And I started doing it, and slowly and slowly it started to catch, and I needed a name for it, just like anything else. You need a name for it and an identity. And off the leash was kind of just being thrown around within my friends group.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I just had a calling. I was like, dude, that's what I should call it. It's fucking off the leash and OTL. And that was in 2000. That was like kind of the end of it, 2018, going into 2019, and loosely held on to it throughout 2019, but then like made it my LLC at the end of 2019, going into 2020. So that was kind of the real inception of OTL. So it's been what, 6 years now. So
Yeah. COVID
yeah,
made
That's
everything
great.
feel so much farther away because I was like, oh, 2018 pre-COVID, that's nice,
yeah,
you know?
I know. And
PC.
so and then so that was at the end, like I said, I got my LLC at the end of 2019, and then we played the first event in Vegas of 2020, and then
Mm-hmm.
the lockdowns happened.
Yep. Remember that.
Right.
And then so I was talking to a friend of mine who's also slash like a mentor and stuff like that, and we were talking about businesses, and and he's like, this pandemic is gonna break a lot of businesses, but it's
Yeah.
also gonna be the propulsion of a lot of businesses.
For sure.
And
I think
I said, you know what? I'm gonna be on that side. So
yes.
yeah, and it was a blessing because I used the lockdown to really kind of get into the trenches and push for the brand and really be all in on it. Because the gym that I was working at also shut down. So I was, I was doing some training. I, had to get crafty with it. I was training some people at the park
Hmm.
and, just to get some income, but I did have a lot of time to pour into those early stages of OTL. And to be honest, that's what really was the foundation of which I stand on today.
Wow. Holy shit.
That's awesome.
Well, you know, uh, I think it's great that you're so open about sobriety because I mean, I also know another guy who we just talked about, AJ. He also told me that sobriety is a superpower. We've had him
Yeah.
we've had him on the podcast, and he's talked about his struggles, where it's like,
Nice.
you know, uh, those are things that statistically you're not like supposed to bounce back from. Whether you're what
Statistically, no.
exactly statistically it's against you. So just the fact that you're able to overcome the stigma, start a brand, not only start a brand, start a business. That is, dude, that is awesome. Not a lot of
Thank
people
you.
can do that, especially with COVID being right at the dawn of it. That was a lot of
Hmm.
things where a lot of businesses failed, but I think that what you said, where it opened up a lot of things, where the future of business, to where not everything has to be uh, physical in that matter. What I mean by that is like it doesn't have to be like a physical product, right? COVID really taught us that you can do so much over the internet as long as the other person on the other side of it is willing to do the work. You
Hmm.
don't have to be in an office all day as long as you're doing your work. COVID kind of was a blessing, but it was really hardcore. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. It opened up a lot of eyes. It and it completely changed the game of everything, you
Yeah.
know.
Throughout that birth of OTL, did you ever experience like a burnout?
Bro, all the time. Dude, I'm just getting done with the burnout.
How
Like,
do you how do you get through them?
I think that's a great question, and I think it often gets overlooked. Um, my wife is probably the only one that really gets to see that, and it's really tough. It's tough, dude. It is tough, and like I said, I do suffer from my own mental health issues, and being born and raised in Hawaii, and coming up here, they do say that there's the seasonal depression and stuff like that up here in the Northwest and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and um, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. So it's easy to see from like social media and stuff, right? You see all the highlights and stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that, but not everyone sees behind the scenes and stuff. So when you talk about burnouts, it it really takes it, and to relate this to uh addiction and recovery. And in order to get clean, it really takes every cell in your being to do it and accomplish huge task because statistically the odds are against you, and I just feel like in my story the odds have kind of always been against me in everything, so everything has been earned, and especially with OTL, that analogy of like it takes every cell in order to accomplish something. I feel like that has been the case with OTL as well. Like the hour like I want like you could ask my wife, like the amount that I'm working is insane for 6 years straight,
Hmm.
and then it's hard not to, I mean, you can listen to all these other influencers telling you about this easy solution to avoid burnouts or to get success or to whatever A, B, and C. You know what I mean? They always have these little secret biohacks and stuff like that, and a lot of it is it's a band-aid. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a lot of band-aid shit, and I've done it all. I've done
Yeah.
all the things under the sun in terms of biohacking and all of that stuff, and uh I always hit burnout. You know what I mean? I
Hmm.
always do. And so one is just acceptance. I mean, for me, it's just knowing that, I always just think of the peaks and the valleys and the peaks, and you can be content while being in one of those valleys just with the hope and knowing that it's going to have an upswing at some point. So you just got to endure, and I think the real balance comes when you are behaving and how you treat your family members.
Hmm.
I think that's the biggest part, right? That's really gonna kind of sink or swim. And I'm guilty of it too, like being overwhelmed and being burnt out. Like I said, my wife gets the brunt of that.
Mhm.
No one else does, and it sucks. You know what I mean? Because that's the one I love the most,
Yeah,
and she's the one that gets to experience all that. Like when I go into the gym and I'm coaching my clients there, I have to put on a face.
that's business.
Yeah, that's business. You know what I mean? So I have to put on a show. When I come home is when I get to take that mask off,
Mhm.
and just being vigilant on how I behave when I'm within the walls of my house is the real balance
Yeah.
and trick of it. Um, I guess just to answer like a more direct way to say that, um, I think it's just, one, you have to be super in tune to your body. You have to know the signs, you know. Um, like I said, I'm okay with being in burnout situations. Um, and I have to know, or I shouldn't have to know. I should have as many tools in my toolbox to use to pull me out of that burnout,
Mm.
or at least to keep me sane, or healthy, or not behaving with ill intent. Because one tool might work one time and not the other. Right?
Yeah.
There's no one absolute answer to that. So it's like the more tools, the better, which is again, so much of my foundation is based off recovery. And that is something that I learned early in my days of recovery, is just have as many tools in your toolbox as possible, because you never know which one is going to work and which one isn't. And you can't just lean on one thing in particular. Like, I mean, let's just take paintball, for example. So many people use paintball as their outlet.
Yeah.
One day paintball is not going to work.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I've been there. I've been there. Um, and it just doesn't fill your cup. You know what I mean? It doesn't
Yeah.
fill your cup. You have to
Yeah.
find other solutions for that.
I agree with you, and
That's some great insight.
that is some great insight. It really puts it into perspective, right? Because sometimes I try to like analyze this because I like what you said because uh, with your wife, I learned this especially with my girlfriend. I love her to death. It really does take a special type of person to to match with you when it comes to like enduring something like that, right? Because they're with you every single step of the way. They see you with the mask off. They see you when you're like at your absolute lowest, and that's where it comes to like a support system, right? And they're like
Hmm.
at the top of that, right? Like at least for me, like it's like my girlfriend, and then it's like my mom, then my Caden, my boys, right? It's like those support systems. Sometimes if you can't get the tools to work right, having a good support system, they will help you. They will help pull you out. Because it's
Hmm.
also
Mm.
you have to realize, sometimes it's also you got to fight for what's right. You got to fight for your people, right? You got to be like, man, like I want to make sure that I can't just fall through the cracks. My people depend on me, in a way, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you're putting food in their mouths, kind of thing, but it's like it helps you move along, right? Knowing
Yeah.
that like my teammates care about me so much to where if they ever saw me, laying around, they'd pull me out, right? And I feel like I'm kind of suffering through a burnout right now, just because it's just the way social media is. And Patty, you definitely know how it is, dude. Through social media, one day, one reel, you'll get like something super positive, and the next it'll be like some crazy atrocity that just like kind of puts you back down in the
Hmm.
dumps, and it's like, bro, what is going on, right? What is real? What is all this?
Crazy internet right now.
The internet is
Nothing.
the internet is insane. So like when it comes to positivity and spreading positivity for you, what is your most positive memory with OTL? Like, is it a person that you've changed? Is it uh, just being able to start with the first client?
Mm. I think there's a lot. I mean, there really is. I don't say that. There is a lot. Obviously the super impactful ones are the ones that completely change their life trajectories. You know, there's a handful of individuals that are out there right now that have came in basically with no fitness experience. I do have the, again, privilege of crossing paths with a lot of other recovering addicts because of my story, right? So I do attract those types of clients and people just because there's that common ground. And
Mm-hmm.
so I have seen people come in, not and I would say this is not just OTL, but OTL is me. So that is uh other cases might be affected or influenced not directly through OTL, but just watching people get clean and then stay clean and start racking up a number of years. I mean, those are really happy memories. Um, I've also seen the ladder, right? I mean, I don't have enough fingers to count how many people I've lost personally
Mm.
because of addiction too. So there's a double-edged sword. But I would definitely say more recent, dude. I mean, the last WC event. That
Okay.
was to me so special and cool because it was the OTL event and
Yes.
it was Mike did really successful that one. It was the biggest WC in history,
Wow.
and it was just the vibe was dope. Like you said, there was always people in the booth like partying it up and yeah, to me that was a very happy memory. And I would go as far as saying even playing some pro events and everything like that, that was probably my most memorable event to date,
Wow.
like over everything. Yeah, because it hit so close to home, and it was just an absolute blast.
You know,
Drops were dope. The drops were dope. The event shirt sold out on Friday in like record time. Like it was just dope. It was just all around dope.
yeah, one thing I have to tell you, when we're walking that field and I see that it's the OTL field, I remember looking out of the bat at like off the field, like you know how we're kind of where the ropes are, right? Like when you're done walking the field, and I remember looking at the field and I'm like, damn, OTL, he fucking made it, right? Like, because
I did.
obviously, Patty, you and I haven't been like acquainted personally for
Yeah.
but I've always been
But
I've
social
always been a
media
fan of
wise,
you.
we're there.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely,
social media,
right?
see, you know what I mean?
And it's like that's like the good part of social media is the fact that
Yeah, for sure.
we can follow each other, see each other's achievements, and be able to cheer each other
Totally.
on, not by being right there at that moment, but genuinely, like, even if we weren't even acquainted, just the fact that you've impacted paintball so much to where anybody can see it, and the fact that you have your own field at WC, dude,
Wild,
that
dude.
is a
Wild.
huge that's a huge W, bro. Like, how did that
It's a
conversation
huge
go
dub.
about? Where you're like,
Uh,
Mike, I want an event.
w-
How did that conversation go?
oh, well, oh, man, okay. So going back and taking a step away from the pro division, right?
Okay.
That was back. I had couple rough years. They were playing paintball and traveling and being away from my family and my kid, who's 3 now, but at the time was 1 and 2, so it was even more drastic. Um, the year that I had guested with NYX, that year I was supposed to be committed to taking that year off. It didn't pan out that way. Played a few events with them. So then when that season was a wrap, I was like, okay, no, no, no. I'm going to take this next season off and focus on OTL. It just became that like fork in the road,
Mm.
right? It was
Mm.
like, okay, I look this way and I see all the possibilities with OTL. Like I was like, dude, it's all there. Like OTL can really be something. Or I look this way and it's like, do I be selfish and chase this pro dream, you
Mm.
know? And again, we talk about filling your cup. And playing pro just wasn't filling my cup like it used to. And I was just like,
Mm.
okay, like I'm gonna take this year off and again pour all of my heart and energy into OTL and see where it takes me. And so this was what last year. I did that. Then I committed to WC and doing the booths. I was like, okay, well I'll travel. It's shorter distance to travel. It's not as long of a commitment. And I'll just booth it up and I'll play with the butchers and those guys are all my homies. So it's like, it'll be a fun year.
Hell yeah.
And by the ending of the year, Ryan and Mike had come up to me and they're like, "Hey, like, we're gonna be doing this platinum sponsorship thing, and we really like what OTL is doing." Mike has always been a huge supporter of me and what I've been doing and stuff like that. So he was like, it'd be really cool if you could swing it and become a platinum sponsor. So in the off season, I figured that out and was luckily was able to get one of the spots. And so with that was, that's what we're, what was fun about it was then I got to design the field and then
Wow. Hell yeah.
you know, all that's where all that came. So I knew I was going to be getting a field. Um I knew I was going to be getting the event
Mhm.
and the extra booth space. So you get like all these perks, right, with being a platinum sponsor.
Yeah, as you should.
So that's
Mm.
so that going into this season, uh I knew some of these things were on the timeline. And so event 1 was the first reveal of the field, and that was crazy, dude. It does look really good.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
pinch me thing every time I see it, and then now it's like you see it all over social media. You get, people have all their reels and stuff, and it's on the OTL field, and you see the O's fucking thrown up, and it's just like, hell yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's dope. It's magic, dude. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And then going into the second event, I knew it was going to be the OTL event. So me and Ryan were working closely, and I designed the event shirt, and we talked about what it was going to be called and the graphics that they were going to do, and so it's been really cool to be a little bit more hands-on in these areas that I'm not usually with OTL.
Mm.
Wow. Interesting. Okay,
Would
because
would you say sorry,
no, you're
would you
no, go
say
ahead.
that like having an OTL tournament, was that when you were like, dang, I made it? Or did that happen previously?
I don't. Well, let me hold you. I don't know if I even ever said like, "Damn, I made it." Like
Still climbing, still
I
climbing.
actually, on the contrary, earlier in this conversation, I still feel like it's very young. You
For
know what I
sure.
mean?
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
for sure. I don't know if I don't know if I'll ever have that feeling. I think that just me personally, I'm never satisfied. You know what I mean? Like I am always trying. Not that I'm not. I shouldn't say that I'm never satisfied. I'm just always for
Hungry.
growth. Always hungry, always looking for growth,
Yeah.
right? And so I don't know if I'll ever say OTL ever, made it. Um oh, and then I'm sorry, and then also with the app. I also dropped the
Yes.
app at the beginning
Mhm.
of the year at the first event too. So that was huge too. Something that I've wanted to do for a couple of years now. And so that came to like it all kind of just aligned and this was and it just made me extra secure that this is like what I'm supposed to be doing at this point in my life.
Okay.
And I'm the tournament's going on right now. I'm seeing all my friends playing, and of course, part of me is like, fuck, like I do miss the pro field, but that at the same time, I'm like, good. But this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like,
Yes.
I just have that gut feeling. So, um, going back, I don't know if I'll ever say that I made it, but having the field and having the event definitely was like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like, hell
Alright.
yeah. You know
It's a
what I
good
mean?
mindset.
Hell
It's a
yeah,
good
brother.
mindset.
Yeah. It was definitely just more like a yes, dude. Like this is dope. This is a fun ride. This is fun. You know what I mean? That's more the feeling.
Yeah, especially when it's like not a lot of people get to do that. Uh, there's only a select few of platinum sponsors, right? Like they don't just hand that out to anybody. You have to like really invest in the league and really like be there for the league, right? And
Yeah.
you have to be a good representation of the league. That's another
Yeah.
huge thing, right? Um,
Yeah.
it's all it's amazing how what you're doing with all of it, especially when it comes to like the whole community of it. One thing I want to do before we kind of go any further is so I want to kind of back up. So
Mm,
when it comes to you and your rawest form, who is Paddy Gleason?
mm. Uh I'm pretty laid back.
Amen.
Definitely an introvert. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Amen to
definitely a
that.
homebody. I'm definitely a homebody.
Yeah.
I like the time to myself. I do like I value my family time. That's over everything.
Mhm.
I definitely have a hard time sitting still. So
Yeah.
I'm always
Me
doing
too.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always doing something. I do like to work hard, to actually have probably a fault. It's really hard for me to shut off. And I'm also I I love being creative. My mom's an artist. I really owe that to her. She's always been an independent. So she was a stay-at-home mom, but she was a local artist back on Maui and just hustled on the side. But I definitely um I owe my work ethic to my dad, but I think I owe my hustle and my creativity to my mom.
Wow. Okay.
So
Yeah.
so those things definitely are at my core. But I really do love even though training is my trade and I do like doing that. I would say if I had my way, I would just be designing shit all the time.
Okay. Like
Yeah.
clothes, like what anything in
Yeah,
specific?
I've always actually really been um into fashion and I probably chalk that up to my mom too.
Hmm.
But I've always wanted to have my own clothing brand, which is why I attached that to OTL because it's, it started off as just strictly my training and everything like that. But I was like, well, I have this business now and this is a passion of mine. And so that's just how that kind of merged. Because I have kind of the freedom to do whatever I want. So I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I gotta have some OTL gear. And I mean, to be honest, it's the OTL, the gear has been growing fast. So that's
Yeah.
been really fun. That's been really fun.
Nice. So for you
Love
starting a
that.
business, what is the biggest thing that a lot of people misconceptualize when it comes to starting your own business like OTL? Like, is there anything that you really like you did not ever expect business wise? Was it like the kind of thing where, I mean, dude, goddamn, I don't even know. I don't have a business myself, so I don't know. Dude, you got to enlighten me, dude.
I think when it comes to the clothing side, I think a lot of people should really understand that unless you can maybe go and say like you've made it or whatnot, um the profit margin probably isn't as big as people think.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta produce a lot um in order to really make significant progress financially, I feel like,
Hmm.
with selling merch. Um, although I'm not, so that's like when I say like I feel really young, I don't think I'm there yet.
Hmm.
Even though I do enjoy it and that's a passion, it's like a side project, so I do just like pumping out really dope shit. To think that like that's what's putting food on my table, not really. That's not like the reality of it.
Yeah.
You know? So that's probably for young entrepreneurs that are looking into getting into starting up a clothing brand. And I've seen it happen. People come up, they do a couple drops, and then they kind of just fall off, and then they come back to me afterwards. They're like, dude, I can't live off of this shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know. And then like just to be current and to drop and drop and drop, and I think it's a tough pill to swallow for some people that have aspirations to do that.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
you
we
gotta.
did that
I think
from
just
the
with like
sidelines.
anything though, I think if you want to be, I think if you want anything to be successful, you have to be so hungry for it. And I
Yeah.
don't know if a lot of people maybe don't understand that or don't understand the level of hungerness that you need
Hmm.
to
Almost where it's
accomplish
the
something.
do or die.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like maybe we live in the time where it's just like so blasted on like social media and stuff like that that people get these ideas and they're like, yeah, I'm just gonna go do that, but
Yes.
not necessarily really understanding the work that it takes to build something from nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
And not all of us, and probably most of the time when somebody's telling you that, you don't know the story of how they got there. And I'm not to say that there aren't those ones that have done it from the ground zero. Like there's ton of them out there,
Yeah.
but there's also the kind that have things given to them,
Yeah, for sure.
right? so and then they're preaching that, but they had everything given to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
You
it's
don't have
like
to worry about
then you
profit
get
margins when you already
envious.
have a huge net worth, you know?
Yeah, yeah, you get envious over a brand or a company for the things that they do, but it's like, dude, they had the bill floated
Yeah,
in order to get that. You know what I mean? Like
for
you
sure.
don't know that. You don't know that. You know what I mean? Like so yeah. I think just going back and something that was unexpected. Yeah, unexpected. The hard work is just like, man, sometimes talking about burnout. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, man, I've been grinding, dude, and it's like the kickback's not always the greatest, but then you just chalk it up and keep going. You're like, all right, what's next then?
Yeah, and okay, one thing that I want to ask about you, because me and Caden have kind of experienced that a little bit when we dropped some FTS merch, right? We sold a ton of it, but it wasn't like a huge profit margin like that. It's not like I'm looking. I just wanted to like make sure. Obviously, I was taking over the brand of FTS, and uh, I wanted to put something out there. For you personally, if you come out with a drop and it's, I mean, you probably never even had this happen to you, but if you ever come out with a drop that's not as hot, how do you come back from that mentally when it comes like, okay, I need to rethink my next design on what I want my next design to look like to make sure it hits?
Hmm. And on the contrary, that happens all the time, dude. I come out with something that I think is really going to be cool, and I'm still sitting on it. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Um, don't take it personal.
Yeah,
Don't
it's a
take
great way.
don't
Yeah.
take it personal. I think people really get deflated when you think that you're gonna drop something super dope, and rightfully it probably is, but it just might not hit the culture in the right way,
Yeah, the
and it does.
algorithm.
You never know. You never know. We live in crazy times too, economically, right? People are really protective of their money right now.
Very.
So just don't take it personal, and like I said, it just comes back to how much do you want it, because it's like, yeah, you could easily get frustrated and be like, well, kind of I'm over this.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you really want it, that little bump in the road is not going to be anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, cool, on to the next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so that's really, I think, been the success for OTL, and myself, is just the ability to endure.
Yeah. You
You know
know,
what I mean?
uh,
I've just been super stubborn with not like I've just been like, well, fuck, I'm not going anywhere. This is literally how I feed my family. Like, I have,
A
pivot.
good kind of
Okay, what am I
stubborn.
gonna do now? Yeah, there's no other option.
yes, dude. I
No
mean,
other option.
shit, Patty. The fact that you're saying that, dude, I got a call right before we started recording this. That was like very, very eye opening. And I was like, holy shit, this is my sign that like, dude, burnout is over. You need to lock the fuck in. It's time to like, not the motivation versus discipline thing. It's like, dude, we got to go, right? We got to
Hmm.
take this shit
Hmm.
to the next level and really start to clock or lock in before you have to clock in, kind of thing. So
Yes.
it's a
I tell that to my people with fitness all the time, and it applies to business, it applies to anything, right? Like, it's those ups and downs, and it's like when you're in the down and you're in the valley, you're just kind of in idle mode, right?
yeah.
But you do know that there is going to be an upswing, so that when you do feel that momentum coming back, then you're like, all right, cool. Like you said, it's time to dial in, but it's also like push those times of motivation or those upswings, and juice it for everything that it's worth, because that's also time sensitive.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
Definitely.
you have to, it's like that. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So you have to like take those moments of energy, and put your best foot forward to try and make it, move the needle as far as you can during those times, because it is inevitable that it's gonna fucking drop.
Yeah.
And then just be prepared for that. And then it's like, okay, cool. Like, slowing down a little bit. Like, all right, cool. Like, let me fix some of the damage that happened while I was full steam ahead.
Yeah, I mean that happens all the time where it's like you're going hard for so long where it's like eventually like something could happen in your personal life where it kind of like takes your attention away from that for a second, right? To where you're like, you got to go work on this separate thing. Maybe it's like family or whatever, right? Like I've had to deal with a bunch of that stuff, right? To where now like back to lock in for you. So for me personally, like when it comes to working out, sometimes I have to go to like, I'm not gonna lie, dude, a dark mental place when I'm like lifting the iron for you, Paddy, what is your mental like when it comes to your personal workouts?
We call that Valhalla.
I like that. I like
You
that.
gotta tap in. You gotta tap in,
Forbidden
everyone.
pre-workout.
You gotta go to that dark space, dude.
Yeah.
I fitness for me has been um just so ingrained to me now, because it was such a pillar of my life when I was getting clean, that I have seen so many transformations of my fitness. Um, and sometimes I go, I can go for bouts that I'm going really hard and I'm really pushing weight and I'm doing really almost extreme training programs. And then
Hmm.
I've had times and probably more recently where I'm a little bit subdued, I guess, with my training, where I'm not lifting up to my max, all the time. Just hitting more foundational movements. Maybe I'm not doing as many plyometrics or sprint work. I do have different I go through different ebbs and flows with my training, and I think that just really comes with maturity and understanding my body and understanding when I need times of recovery, where my mental space is, where, like so much of that I think gets overlooked with people. And I try to get my athletes to have that same approach with it, because I do get so many people coming in and they're so hyper focused on wrecking their body in order to be considered a good workout.
Yeah, I feel like the stigma
Mhm.
comes behind that, where they're like, when you're working out, you're supposed to be tearing your body absolutely down and then building it
You got to be
back up.
floored. You
Yeah,
got to be floored
and I feel
every
like
workout, or else it's not a good
and
workout.
I feel
Like,
like so many people fall into that stigma where it's like, at what point is it ego lifting? Where it's like not effective. You're just like eventually just gonna hurt yourself, kind of thing.
right.
You know?
And yeah, I wouldn't say it's ego lifting. I think it's actually just a lack of understanding and a
Mm.
lack of
Mm.
education behind it, because that's just what they feel like others are doing.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So they just feel like that's the norm of being like super fit.
Yeah.
Um, and being athletic is the ability to endure like really hard workouts time and time again. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? But when it comes to performance, it's a little bit more of a dance, right?
I agree.
Because the goal of performance is to be your best at the time of your event or the time of your performance.
Hmm.
You know what
Mm.
I mean?
Yeah.
So you need to be able to structure your workouts so that it complements and it leads up to that event so that you're performing at your best. You shouldn't be, like I say, you're trying to build this house up, right? And you're not going to be able to build your house if you just keep wrecking yourself down to your foundation every workout,
Yeah.
right? So how are you going to build yourself um up leading into an event? And that is a skill set that it is nice to have someone else know how to do for you.
Yeah.
Be honest.
On the topic of workouts, I scrolling through your page and saw that there was like paintball workouts or stretches and whatnot. Would you say there's a specific one that you prefer or like the best for like an aspect of like helping with paintball?
Is there like a direct exercise that I like the
Mm-hmm.
best? I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, not that this. I really like sprint work.
Okay.
I really like doing like a sprint technique style training session. Not to say that my whole program would be based off of sprints, but I
Right.
do have sessions that are dedicated to sprint technique and sprint work. Those are my favorite. A lot of speed
Okay.
agility type of stuff. You're practicing your accelerations, you're practicing your sprint. I like that kind of stuff. It does translate very well onto the field. But I wouldn't say that's like the end all be all. Like that's the only thing that you need to be doing. But
Of
just
course.
and that goes ebb and flow too. Sometimes I like to do that stuff. Sometimes it's like pulling teeth to get me to do that.
Yeah.
And sometimes I like to lift heavy, right? I like to do 2-3 reps of 90% of my work.
Hmm.
Um, and sometimes I get into pockets where I'm really feeling that. And so I'll really like talking about taking your moments of motivation and taking that as far as you can take it until you switch it up. But it's like when I get motivated and I'm like really into lifting some heavy weights, I fucking chase it. because I
Mhm.
know that I'm gonna get over
Yeah.
it at some point. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna get over this real quick. So it's like, okay, well, I have this motivation. Let's go in and lift some really heavy weights.
Yeah,
You
go set a
know?
new PR.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sprints was definitely one of the weird things for me when I first started because I was a distance runner,
Yeah. Okay.
not a
Gotcha.
sprinter. So I had to switch to that like sprinting mindset or whatever. So that was fun for me switching to that.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like getting out and running around a bit. So that's definitely something that I like to do.
Hell yeah. Okay, Patty. One question that I got for you because I know you're a family man. And I have other friends that are fathers. Tell me for you, what was the chemical? They say there's a chemical switch in your brain when you become a father.
Mm,
Can you go into
yeah,
depth about that?
man.
Me and Caden are both not fathers, so it's like I've always been very curious. I'm the kind of guy where I didn't have a dad growing up, so certain
Mm,
teachings I never had. So I'm just very
mhm,
curious on what your perspective is on that.
mm. It changes everything. Definitely.
Do you have a boy
I
or a
mean,
girl?
I have a son. Yeah, I have
Gotcha.
a son, and he is he decided to come out on my birthday, so we share the same birthday
Oh,
too.
that
So
is
Oh
me
so
and him,
shit.
badass.
dude, it's fucking crazy. So he is my special bond. He is my guy. My wife had an at-home birth.
What?
So that was crazy too. So that was a whole experience. Talking about being as primitive
Yeah,
to
I was about to
being a
say.
human as you
Oh,
can, that was probably as close that you can get to God as you could possibly get to.
Yeah.
And so that was a whole beautiful experience. And I think that just magnified the bond um that we have with our son. And yeah, I don't dude, it's the stereotypes are real, and there is definitely that switch that goes off once your son comes out or your once your kid comes out, and, I can't really pinpoint it, but it's like my life now, I look back and it's like, "What was I even doing?" You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I don't even know what life was n before having my son. Um, and then talking about just like my whole process, like I say that like that it's not all lollipops and rainbows either. You know what I mean? Like
For sure.
you have to go through some really challenging like growth development, self-development to even get to that place. Um that whole time, so my son was born um at the beginning of the 2023 season. So that was when I was playing with Ironman, and and then going in and then him turning 1 and then going into the NYX season. And I was really lost
Mm-hmm.
to to be quite honest. Um I was really lost in terms of identity. Um, and I just and when I say identity, just like like so much of my identity was wrapped around paintball,
Yeah.
right? My ego was wrapped around being a professional paintball player, and the resistance comes from like wanting to hold on to that, but also being pulled um towards being a father,
Mm.
and not only being a father, but being a good father.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
Huge difference.
saying? Like,
Huge
so
difference.
there's a
Yeah.
huge differences with that.
Yeah.
Huge differences like that. Also being a good husband.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And over my dead body, was I gonna let paintball ruin that?
Yeah.
But
100%.
but that doesn't mean that that was an easy process. You know what I mean? And when you talk about burnout and just overall depression, I definitely it was a slippery slope, you know? And so and then to manage OTL and business and all of that. It was just a very 2 years was really a roller coaster. And so going back to that chemical change of when your son comes out, like it changes you because I guess maybe I wouldn't have been willing to do any of that if it wasn't for if it was anything else, I wouldn't have been willing to endure that self change.
Mm. It's like a lighthouse for you. You know, when you say you're in the dark and you're kind of lost. It's like you're on the boat out at sea, and then you see the lighthouse, and that lighthouse for you is your son. You know, where it's like purpose.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, but I guess what I'm saying is like I think my ego probably would have overrode some of the decisions that I made if it wasn't because of my son.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I think
Mhm.
I think I would have been so egotistical that I needed to be a professional paintball player, and I needed that I needed that if it was anything else, I don't know if I would have given it up.
Mm.
Okay.
Interesting.
But because it's my son, you have to.
Yeah.
Like
It's
you
so
have to figure
important.
out a way to be okay with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Because I feel
Does
like
that
if you
make
were to
sense?
Yeah.
Like
if you make that decision, you kind of go with your ego. It's almost like putting a driving force in between you and your son in a way, where it's like
yeah, like it would have yeah, yeah, yeah. If I would have continued the road that I was doing, because like I said, I'm very hard-headed. So it's like if I would have just like put my foot down and be like, "No, I'm doing this." Man, that would have been trouble.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
would have been yeah, I don't know if I would be where I'm at today if I had made that decision.
Yeah. So how did that conversation go in your head where you're like, okay, I need to be here for my son. No more like the dream of being pro pales in comparison to being here for my son.
Uh, yeah, you know what? I mean, I think what's hard sometimes too when it comes to that, and obviously this is wrapped around ego, is the um fear, or not even fear, but what others are gonna say, right? So
Mm.
backlash. I guess yes, I guess the backlash of what people are gonna say, because it's so easy to stand on the outside and have opinions about shit.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? And
Yep.
so when I was playing with some of these other players and teams and stuff, I know that it was easy for them to have their opinions about the decisions I was making about myself and my family.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I don't know if that may have put a mark on me as a professional player or whatnot. I don't know. Um, because to me, me and my family are the only one that is concerned. You know
Mm.
what I
Yeah.
mean? And so there was some decisions that I've had to make, whether it's not going to an event the day before I was supposed to fly out for it because there was
Mm.
shit to take care of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think you have to be really strong and really secure with who you are in order to do that. I think that a lot of people would probably be like, I already got the flights paid for, like I'm, expected to be there. I'm gonna go and leave their family behind and then come back and have to deal with it after that.
Yeah. You can't
You know
leave
what
a
I mean?
leaking boat in the middle of the water.
I,
You know.
and I and I and I and I battled with that a lot. I battled with that a lot, and it was hard. It was definitely hard. It wasn't easy in terms of just my own coping, being able to cope with it, and it did hurt, knowing that I was probably letting some of these players and teams down. Um, but it also hurt my family more
Mm.
if I left. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
those are just some of the things that, maybe if that, gives some insight to other players or people that are aspiring to be pros and stuff like that. Like sometimes, yeah, sometimes, life isn't that easy. Once you've made it, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
Once you've made it, it doesn't mean like that everything is smooth sailing. It gets hard. Life gets hard. When I was, when when I made it pro, I was 32. I think I was 32, so I was in my 30s. You know, I mean, these young players now, I mean, they're 17, 18, early 20s, and they're fucking good. You know what I
Really
mean?
good.
Like, so it's like they're PB Fit. They're playing 4 days out of the week. You know what I mean? And I'm like, fuck, I can't. I fucking can't
You
do
can't.
that,
It's
Yeah,
dude.
if you don't own a
way too
paintball
much.
can't
field,
fucking
that
do
is like
that.
so unrealistic. If you don't own your own paintball field.
Yeah. So it's just like got off on a tangent there, but it's just like yeah, man, I got off on a tangent.
No, your tangents are welcome
Nah,
here,
it's all
bro.
good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, but man, dude, it's very interesting that you talk about like when we were kind of talking about the chemical change and everything like that, because I mean, I'm not like a super private person. Like I talk about it on the podcast all the time, but it's like, one thing for me where it came to like the decision of like taking a step to the side and not going to the NXLs and competing in WC, right? Obviously, the NXL, if you want to go pro, you got to play in the NXL. If you want to go pro, I'm kind of seeing it firsthand where it's not entirely that way. If you truly are good, and especially like a place like WC, there are so many pros out there that are like, dude, like that guy's good. Like maybe we should talk to that guy. Or, I was almost like, man, it sucks not going to the NXL because I don't get to see my people. I don't get to see my friends. It's like a huge opportunity that I'm missing out on, right? But playing at WC, I miss my friends, don't get me wrong. But playing at WC, it was a big eye opener where you can still go pro playing WC, to where you can even play both. I mean, there are definitely some pros that play in both, right? Obviously, there's
lots
like
of
that.
yeah,
Whole,
lots of players. I mean, the Premier Division is so fun, dude. I mean, it's so unique and it's so fun, and the competition is just outrageous. I mean, you got elite pros coaching. You got Jesse Stevens. You got elite pros playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I'm pretty sure we both played those teams, the TJ Bastards, right?
Yeah, TJ, shout out to TJ. Those guys are stunting.
Those guys were fucking good.
Good.
All of those guys, dude. I mean, Violence. So David, shout out to David. The Collision guys, those guys are stunting. Like the Premier Division is so fun, dude. And the competition level is up there, dude. You know what I mean?
I'm still mad I didn't get to play with you guys. I'm still mad about that.
We didn't have them in this past event. He had started his first big boy job.
Okay,
Missed this tournament.
Congrats, there'll be another one. We're gonna keep him rolling. We're gonna keep him rolling. And
one month we're there.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited, dude. I've been cooking for it, so it's sick.
Hell yeah! So I don't know how much more time you have, Paddy. We do appreciate everything.
I do got to probably wrap up here pretty soon.
Okay, so one quick question
just say
I have
at
for
like
you.
7. We'll take this to the top of the hour.
Hell yeah! Caden, you got any questions?
All right, so you've obviously been through a lot, Paddy. Is there one thing you wish you could have told your younger self?
I don't, dude. Fuck. I honestly, dude. What? Like, like what, dude? Like, when I was younger, I wanted to do what I was doing now, what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have gotten there unless I went through the hardships and the wisdom that I mean, obviously I wrote a fine line. Again, then you could even like argue like, fuck, I went there, I took it there, and now I brought it back. You know what I mean? I've been running fucking circles around this shit for a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, dude, I honest that, and like I don't know. I feel like some people say that they wouldn't, but I'm like, dude, I literally what though? Like what could I change?
For
like,
sure.
I think that's a blessing.
I think that's it. Yeah,
I agree.
I mean, that's an honest answer, dude. It's like I have been on the brink of complete desolation and losing my life, and brought it back, and fulfilled a childhood dream of mine, and now got OTL, and yeah, dude, I got my son born on my birthday. Like, you can't fucking make this shit up, dude.
There's gonna be a Paddy Gleason movie coming out,
blessings,
dude.
Blessings on blessings on blessings. You know what I mean? So it's good question, but yeah, honestly, I'm pretty content. You know what I mean? I'm pretty content. I've been, even with the bouts of depression and the burnouts and all of that stuff, it's like you need suffering in your life.
Yes.
Like, you need it. You need it. And so it's really like when you're going through it, it's, you got to just remember to be grateful, even if you're fucking at rock bottom.
Yes.
You can never lose the gratitude.
For sure. And you could have the easy thing of like what you were saying with you'd be like, oh, I wish I would have told myself not to do heroin. But dude, being where you were, that is who
hell no.
made
Dude.
you. Every single decision you made is what turned you into who you are right now in this call. So
dude,
I like what you're saying.
Unpopular
no
opinion,
regrets, bro.
But fuck, heroin was fun, dude.
Dude, I saw it in Breaking Bad, and I'm like, bro.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but it's like, dude, I was fucking living it up. I was partying, dude. It was like that at that period of my life, like fuck, we were wild. You know what I mean? So it's like I was able to take my life there, and I was blessed to live through it because, like I said, I've lost more people than I have fingers because of it. You know what I mean? So there is a dark humor to it, but it's like, fuck, dude. And I wouldn't have changed that either. I was able to experience that not a lot of people get to experience and make it out. Like, that's fucking crazy, dude.
I mean, going past that, it's like nowadays, dude, there is like not even a point in doing like stuff like that because there's so much stuff that is like laced with fentanyl. Where it's
I'm again blessed that I got out of it before that hit the streets.
For sure, we are out of the party drug phase now. It seems like where a lot of people are just like not even doing that shit anymore.
It's crazy. That shit's scary, dude.
And Paddy, before we lose you, one question I gotta ask you: if you had a microphone that was connected to a single conduit of every single human being on Earth, it would translate to their native language on whatever you say. What would you tell the entire world?
Man,
It's a hard one when you put on the spot like
with
that.
A hard one, yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard one when you put on the spot like that.
That's a hard one. It's like which way do you want to, which way do you want to take this? Without being like super cliche too. You want to, try and send a message out. Someone had asked me this before and I can't remember what I had said. I guess part of me is trying to remember what I said the last time. I don't know. Now I'm stumping myself. It's one thing that I would say I've reached everyone.
Everyone. If you want, I can even narrow the question down to make it a little bit easier. If you had one message for your son that your son's going to watch this in the future, what would it be? That one might even be a little harder.
Oh,
shit, dude. Way more personal.
We should just ask him the question I ask.
It's funny. I don't know why. When you asked me about the son one, I was gonna say I'm gonna tell my son to always have a pair of Vans Classic in his closet.
Some serious fashion right there. It's timeless.
Going back to the world one. I guess the first thing that kind of popped up into my head was just don't take yourself too seriously. I don't know if that, I don't know if that hits, but it's just like I always just think about myself, like don't take yourself too seriously. So I'm always joking around myself and like keeping it light and trying to be dumb. Dude, I'm always just trying to be dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like
good vibes.
There are some of my teammates that no joke I don't think will ever take me seriously just the way that I am.
No.
When I'm the shenanigans guy, Patty. I feel like we have that in common. you know?
Yeah,
So
always, dude. Oh,
Hatch has a bedtime.
I do.
That's how bad it is.
I am not, no joke, Patty, I am not allowed to talk to people like random strangers past 8 o'clock because of how many situations I've got us in. No joke.
yeah.
So,
I mean, and I feel like the closer you get to me, the closer just my like the more extreme my sarcasm gets.
yep.
You know,
I'm
like
the same way.
me, yeah. It's really inappropriate shit.
That's the best part about dark humor is when you're a man and you're able to joke about it with other men, dude. There is no other feeling than a community where you truly can say whatever you want around those people.
Yeah, for real.
You know, but Patty, thank you so much for being here, bro. Seriously, it's been
Yeah, I
it's
appreciate
been a
it.
great
Yeah,
time.
pleasure.
We got to get
I
you
needed
back on
that.
in the future for sure.
Anytime, man. Anytime. I needed that. Thank you guys.
Absolutely.
Hey, let
bro.
me just plug real
Thank you.
quick
Oh,
for the listeners. I know
100%,
this is like
100%.
last, and
Yeah.
whoever listened to this all the way until the end. Just going back to my app, I just dropped it. Opened it up today because of the event, but I do have a 30-day trial to the Omega app right now. So if you are looking to get into fitness, or if you want to dabble or get your feet wet with paintball specific sports performance training, then this is the time. You have a free month of access to the app. You get, I do specific mobility drills, paintball, strength and conditioning, speed and conditioning. So we go over some speed, sessions as well. Everything you need. I promise it's going to make a huge difference on the field. I promise, hands down. But if you go over to offtheleshlifestyle.com, you go over to my Omega tab, you sign up there, it'll give you a 30-day free access into the app. So let me just plug that real quick. So
Absolutely,
I appreciate you guys for having me on. And yeah, I'm trying to get people on that fitness train, dude.
Absolutely, bro. Well, if you guys are listening to this, make sure you guys go start that 30-day trial, do that 30 days, and continue on with it. Because if you don't, bro, what are you doing, bro? If you really want to, if you care about everything, jump on it, dude. Mentality. It's all about that mentality.
I've seen it, dude. I've seen
Mentality.
people's lives fucking go in a completely different direction. You never know, you never know. So give it a shot.
Hell yeah. Thank you for being here, Patty.
Yeah.
You're the fucking man, bro. You ever need anything,
I
bro?
appreciate you guys.
Family-
And we'll see you at the
Appreciate it,
next
man.
event.
Yep. See you at the next event, dude. OTL,
Yes, see you then.
FTS, dude. Family for life, baby.
All right, brother.
Having a good
Yes,
time.
all
Amen.
love, man.
Have a good one, brother.
You too.
We're going.
Peace. Hell yeah. What a fucking, that was fucking
With
legit,
the water.
dude. Yeah, let me, no, I gotta fix this stuff. Yeah, but whatever. We're gonna do this. Boom. Okay. Well,
What's going on, brother?
dude, what is going on? What a great conversation that was,
It's always interesting starting instead of doing like an actual intro, just diving into it. It really, at first I was like, damn, this is like, it kind of annoyed me at first. I was like, what are we doing? But then now it's like we really get the conversation going.
100%, right? Especially a guy like Patty, where he can kind of come in. Dude, I just have to say this. On the field, we are enemies. On the fucking field, legitimately.
I'm mad I didn't get to play against them.
Right, and so
'Cause,
what's
we went 3-5 against them, right? That was the first game.
I think so,
you
yeah.
guys did, right?
I think
Butchers?
so, right? And so the great thing about this, and especially with like the podcast, is just the fact that we're able to overcome that, like the enemy part, right? There are a lot of people where, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was funny. Marcelo Margot put like a thing where it's like, ask me any question, right? One of the questions was, is there like serious beef in the pro league? And he's like, oh, absolutely 100%. And I'm just like, that's crazy, dude. I feel like I don't have beef with fucking anybody when it comes to like
nah,
on
what
the
you
field.
mean? The Hatch name is known.
And
It's written in red.
whatever. That is what it is. Whatever.
Bro,
Shoulder
you're in
check.
the rule book.
Shoulder check.
Like, Hatch is in the rule book.
The reason why I'm in the rule book like that is just because I've changed. Like Patty, dude. I turned a new leaf. Went on it, dude. I was on the leash, then I went off the leash, and now I'm like, now I'm okay.
Whenever I hear that, I always think of off the wall. I'm assuming with the Vans in the closet that he was talking about, I assume it's kind of where you got it from.
Because I mean, it's like a mentality thing. I feel like what he was talking about, where it came from, is where it's like, you got to be that big dog. You got to be that big dog that's off the leash. And I was like, at least that's how because sometimes he does, like, I'm pretty sure he had a design where it was like a mouth of like a German Shepherd or something like that. And I was like, man, that shit is so fucking sick. Because I mean, I've always seen Patty's posts about mentality, especially when it comes to like mental health, right? That's a huge one, right? Whenever I see some of his posts and about being positive, and there are sometimes where he talks about like being down in the dumps and rising above that, right?
Right.
I just think that he is very well suited for that brand, and I truly do hope that it keeps going good. But
And I was gonna say, I love that we were able to get deep down into the burnout because that's been a big topic for like the last few episodes we've been doing about
yeah,
burnout,
and
and getting different insight and perspective on that is always so great.
yes, I agree 100%, right? Because I mean, the insight that you and I have, where it was like the conversation, the phone call that we had right before this started, it was kind of like, we need to really reevaluate things. Especially, I mean, dude, a lot of the stuff we were talking about was pertaining so dominantly to the way you and I are, Caden, right? Especially when it came to
Yeah,
like the brand and the brand stuff that we want to do.
I still want to do it.
Yeah,
I still do.
and Caden, we're telling that right fucking now that we are doing it,
Mhm.
right? And there's going to be new merch coming out. Thank you, Paddy Gleason, for igniting that fire underneath us. And you know, it it's just a very interesting feeling right now because we're talking about burnout. I felt like I was in that period of burnout, right? I just kind of I didn't like what I was seeing when it came to like uh interacting with like the world or like random people at this moment in time. I was just feeling kind of weird. It just feels like everything is so fucking divided where if you don't think a certain way, you're the bad guy,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, I try to not be like I always try to stay in when you put yourself on a pedestal like that, you blind yourself to any other perspective, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you said, we're like you're the enemy.
Yes. And I mean, you
And
and I had a very intimate conversation right before this and I was like, I
it's
want you to really evaluate yourself. Look at yourself from a third person perspective and think, could you have done this?
right.
You know, and that's one of the things that I try to focus on so much, especially with like my mental, where it's like I look at myself in third person. It's like, is this really worth like bitching about, or is this
I
worth really complaining about, or even
right.
sweating
Having
over it?
having the strength to have looking at yourself in third person is definitely like it's a learned talent. And I think going back to Patty, like being able to pull yourself out of a situation like that he went through, I think you definitely need that third person strength because then it's you get to realize like what am I doing, right?
Yeah,
Not a lot of people can do that.
yeah. And you know, one thing that I thought, because I think that at least the way that Patty was describing it, I think that there were times where he achieved that twice. He achieved it when he got
Hmm.
sober, and he achieved it when he had his son.
Right.
Right? Those are two like lock in before you clock in moments, right?
Definitely.
And I mean, uh, the stuff that he was talking about where it came to like making that decision where it's like, all right, I need to take a step back from pro. That dude, when we're not pro, but
It's
that
real.
that hits so close because it's like, dude, like competing in semi-pro, right? Obviously, we have the
Mm-hmm.
goal of trying to be that next pro team, obviously,
Obviously, yeah.
but it was at least for me, it was good to hear the fact that it's like, um, especially when we heard it from Philly Shredder, where he was like, dude, when I got to pro, it was not all that I thought it was, right? And I feel like Paddy Gleason kind of had that same
The
feeling.
whole what's next thing.
Exactly, what's next? Like we're still hungry. We still want to be in there, and it's just like I don't even know how to describe it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It it's like it's a feeling that I have because at least for me recently, especially with the team, um, play not playing the NXLs feels like it's fucking up my whole year, like
Yeah, it
timeline
feels
wise.
it's like it's like when so I've been obviously telling like the new people at my work like, "Oh, like this is what I do." Like I've traveled to do it. And it's weird to not be able to say like,
Oh, I'm
"Oh
still doing
yeah,
it.
I I went to Dover. I was in the Buccaneer Stadium, right?"
Hmm.
I'm not able to say that, and it's weird. Like going to LA is cool. It's so nice having it close, but it's definitely a throw off.
Yeah, and
And
it
I was also
the
gonna say,
sacrifice.
or go ahead,
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
sacrifice. Yeah, I mean, there's less sacrifice with that too. I was gonna say though, it's weird. Like at least currently for me right now, of my current life, I'm not at that burnout point at the moment, but I'm realizing that I still have so much shit I'm juggling right now
Yeah.
with my work and my school, and then just trying to give to other things like my sports I like to do for fun on the side, or my friends, or my girlfriend, or gaming with the boys, like or my family. Fuck, dude. Like And that even goes back to the phone call we just had, like, or not you and I had, but phone call that you had before.
You were
Like
there.
it's, I was there. I was just in the shadows. I was in the closet.
Lurking. Oh, in the closet. It is Pride Month. That makes
But
sense.
it's just juggling's hard. I'm glad
Juggling,
they taught me in elementary school.
juggling genuinely is so hard. You know, speaking of school, I wish that they in school they would have like prepared us for it, right? Because dude, nowhere in school prepares you truly
It's a
how to live
psychology
your life,
class.
bro.
Psychology class.
You think the psychology class teaches you how to live your life?
Actually, fuck no. No.
Like,
Talking about like maybe like the like I'm juggling stuff like
oh,
maybe,
I see what you're saying.
maybe
Like the mental that
Not
you
like-
should have when it comes to that. That's what you're saying.
right.
What I'm talking about is like a class where it like teaches
I'm
you how to
hearing
live.
OTL in high school.
Ooh, you know,
Ooh.
you never know, dude.
That dog mindset.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I just feel like the whole conspiracy behind it, where it's like school now is not meant for you to learn how to live. It's meant for you to learn how to be a worker.
Yeah. I can definitely see it.
Right? Like conspiracize all you
But-
want and put your tinfoil hats on. It's just like, what is productive about learning at such a fucking slow pace for 8 hours a day? It's just daycare or like
Yeah.
a detention center. It feels like almost in a
think-
way. At least to me personally, school works for some people, not for me.
I definitely agree with you. I think there's definitely a half and half to it. Like personally, so like there's been some good things happening with my work, right? And I think half of it is the dedication and abilities that I've learned through school of like giving a commitment to something. But I think the other half is outside of it, like experience, like in the field doing something like this where you're talking to people, like having creativity, like Patty says. Like I think it's definitely a mix of things. Do I think school's a little oversaturated with bullshit? Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah. If
Yeah,
you don't,
I do.
you're dude. What is wrong with you if you don't think so?
I think I would hope every single college student would agree that there's so many pointless classes. It is helpful though, but
What the
maybe
fuck are
not,
we gonna
but
do with
maybe-
gender studies, bro? What
maybe-
the fuck is that? Who gets a?
for like
What do you do?
$20,000,
What do you do? You working in HR for your whole life? Like, what is happening?
you go work at Starbucks.
Oh, 100%. That is so accurate, actually. Why did you say that? So accurate.
But I mean, that's why people do trade school a lot. I mean, trade schools, that's where you learn a job
Yeah.
and like how to actually learn a skill, right?
Yeah.
Would you say I don't know if you'd say you'd learn a skill with college, like normal college. I feel like the whole point of it is just to show I'm able to work towards something for
Yeah, you're able to
2,
do a
4,
commitment.
6, 8 years, right?
Yes, you're able to commit. That's kind of what it shows businesses that you're looking for to be hired. It shows that you're willing to commit to something like that, at least in my opinion. And you never
I
know.
mean,
We're not
you
giving
do learn
financial
stuff.
advice, people. We're not giving financial advice. We're giving what our opinion is on the way that we think the fucking world works. People are
I mean,
going to come
shit, I
at
mean,
us.
I'm going to college for engineering, right? Electrical engineering. So I can't even say anything. But I still put
Absolutely,
in the
you
work.
can, brother.
I can look in that third perspective and say, okay, some of this is kind of bullshit. Like I don't necessarily need this. Like I don't really need this for the internship I'm doing right now. Like
Yeah.
like my other workers were like marketing majors.
Mhm.
What does that have to do in relation to my engineering? Nothing. Like you could do a good job without needing it. Like you learn as you go.
Yeah, or like a great example that always put it in perspective for me. Papa Cedar. Papa Cedar was like, dude, I majored in anthropology, and now he saves people's lives with medical equipment every day.
That's so weird.
Right? It's one of those things where it's like, school might not even you might not even discover who you are in school. One thing I discovered about
It's a
myself
good way
with
to
school,
discover it too.
Exactly.
You could discover that it's not what you want to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boom. Right there, buddy. You're on the head. Right. I was just like, what the fuck is some of this shit? Right. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
Hatch
I'm
wanted
also
to be
not the
an
best student.
accountant. I'm just
No,
kidding.
no, brother, no, not even close, dude. It sucks.
What are you doing?
I'm stuck doing it. I'm stuck doing it for now. But you know what? We're learning, and we're learning new skills every single day. And
Hatch's dream is to open his own Italian restaurant.
Shit, dude. Me and my girlfriend, we had to Andiamo's yesterday. Shout out to them, dude. Best Italian restaurant. This side of the
Italian sounds so
Mississippi,
good.
this side of the fucking Milky Way, that's for sure. Where I was like, dude, if this place ever closed down, bro, I gotta buy it. Like I have to. It would be one of
Right.
those things where if it would have to be like some kind of crazy financial burden for me not to do it, where it's like a money eater or something. But like maybe that is what I want to do, bro. Maybe I do want to own a restaurant. Like, I don't know. There's just the best thing, and this is a side tangent. The greatest part about what we're doing, especially living in America, is you can do that. You really can do whatever you want. Sure, you might not have the capital, but you can truly work your way there, and that's the beauty of America. If I wanted to start an Italian restaurant, I could go to the bank and get a loan. My credit's not shit, so I'm okay.
The thing that I always hear the stories with like fuck millionaires, right? But their stories always begin with I was dirt poor, I was dirt broke, and then I worked my way up. So I'm like, you could start from nothing. Like I don't understand the logic of that, where it's like you can do it yourself, right?
100%. And there's a big difference between people who like work hard from the ground up and the people that are kind of like born into it, where it's like, oh, they're a millionaire because their parents are a millionaire. Right. Which I feel like that is where a lot of the misconception, that kind of like horrible stigma comes from, is those kind of negative people that are like that, like the Nepo babies that, just get money thrown at them just because they're, somebody rich's daughter or somebody's richest son,
right.
And
on top of food, dude, I was so happy. I found out the other day, and I went there to eat today, but my favorite ramen spot opened up 4 minutes from my work.
Damn,
dude. I typically go in SF. Typically go in SF
Oh,
for my
God.
favorite ramen spot in Japantown. But they opened 4 minutes from my work, and I had it today, and I'm so happy.
Was it the same as it was in SF?
Yeah. It's just, it was the same thing, but just different location.
Okay, hell yeah. That's good,
So good. It's a blessing for today.
Because the thing is, it's so good about like local restaurants like that is they're local, right? That they have like almost like a secret sauce in their recipe that like, the normal restaurant, like Olive Garden, wouldn't be doing it, and like compared to Andiamo's,
Whoa. Are we shit talking Olive Garden? They got great breadsticks.
Yeah, I'm not shit talking Olive Garden. They have great breadsticks. They have a great, bottomless whatever.
No milk though, unfortunately.
We do learn that Olive Garden does not have milk. So if you go to Olive Garden and you order milk, you're going to be sadly disappointed. But that's weird. They have to have milk for some of the stuff they make. They have to have milk. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Unless it comes frozen.
Oh, fuck, dude. No way Olive Garden would do anything like that, right? No way. Dude, we gotta. That just reminded me. Dude, we gotta do a restaurant tier list where we like go through like restaurants and not fast food, but restaurants. Not fast food.
Like Chili's, Olive Garden,
yes,
Andiamo's.
Stuff.
I feel like that's cheating to put Andiamo's. That's like
that shit's breaking the scale.
That's like the one business, the one restaurant. I feel like you can't do that. I feel like it's not fair.
And I guess the thing is that is so good about my personal town that I live in was when I bring people here, like when Caden, you came here, it's like, dude, you get the Clovis experience. One, you get the 4th of July.
Pepsi Freeze.
The Pepsi Freeze. The Andiamo's. Like, dude, it is an atmosphere that is so much fun. And it's like, at least in my opinion, like a time capsule, because it kind of captures what it's like to grow up here and kind of go to high school here in a way, where, because, like at lunch, that's where you go.
No, is Hatch wants people to move to the Central Valley.
I don't know about that, dude. Honestly, if you guys want, get the fuck out of California, bro. If you guys really want, I mean, I've been like struggling with that idea. Bay. What the where everything is even worse?
Hey, it's better
Hell
than Fresno.
No. That might be true.
Clovis.
Okay, not Clovis, but Fresno, that's for sure. Clovis is like a little oasis in a way,
Okay.
So we escape the get way better. Way less homeless people.
Is that like my city to Vallejo?
What city are you?
Vacaville.
Oh shit, I thought it was the same thing. Vacaville's nice. I like that place. I have some family up there.
Do you know how Vallejo is?
All I know is that Cedar lives in South. I think, maybe. I don't know. Something like that. But I like that area. That area is nice.
I mean, your car got broken into in that area.
Oh fuck, you're so right, dude. I totally forgot about that, dude. God damn. Now I'm like triggered. And bro, okay. Thank you for bringing this up, bro. Legitimately, it gave me PTSD. And what I mean by that, like, I'm not an Army veteran getting shell shocked. People, lay off. But dude, I accidentally pushed, like I go inside my house and I accidentally pushed the alarm button, right? You know how you can make your car.
Oh,
dude. And bro, I am not even joking you. My heart spiked. like, dude, through the roof. Where I was like,
Oh my
and
god.
I was like, oh my god, this is what it's
You run
like.
out there like hand like on the waistband, like
Dude, yeah, I was like, bro, because I'm shooting first next time, bro. It, like, that really did traumatize me and leave me in some kind of way where, dude, I would not wish that on my worst enemy, bro. No joke.
I feel it.
Oh, so crazy. But
I'm blessed to not have that happen to me yet.
dude, okay, one thing we did talk about before this. You tell me about it, bro. Tell me about what's going on with the internship. How's that going, brother?
I don't know if I want to say the bad thing because I don't want to like be that guy.
Be that guy, bro. I'll be that guy. What do you want me to tell you?
No, I don't want to be long story short with the bad thing. So I'm doing a good job there. There was 2 interns, but I'm doing a good job. You can connect the dots.
There's one intern now, though,
Um,
right? Maybe. Oh
basically,
God.
I'm doing a good job, and bosses pulled me in today. They're like, "You're doing a really great job," and I can I can tell that I've been. It's kind of funny being a nerd and working on computers and video games and whatnot has actually helped me with this job because I'm tech savvy,
Yeah.
which is good because I'm working on a computer all day.
Hell
So
yeah.
W's to video games.
Gamers unite, bro.
Dude.
Gamers unite. I have a point. I have a point to add on to that whenever you're done. Dude, good point.
But now I can just see already that I'm making good relations, being able to talk to people, like learning through this, being tech savvy. And I even brought up to somebody there, I was like, because they originally had me for 9 weeks, right? So that's 2.5 months, something like that, right? And I was like, I'm able to work till the end of August. I was like, so if you guys want me to work more and extend my time, I'm all for it. And it got brought up. Like my bosses know about it now. They're like, you're doing a great job. We will talk about it.
Hell yeah.
And so
That's kicking open the door. That's not
I'm
waiting for an opportunity. That is kicking open the door and putting it out there.
I'm very ecstatic and happy that my work is paying off.
Yeah, and it's
And it's
obviously
like I said earlier, bro, I'm learning this on the job. Like my major didn't tell me anything. They brought up when they were talking to me, they're like, oh, what's your school teaching you? Like it was like, you're so good at the job. Like, what's the school teaching you? And in my
like,
mind, I'm like,
not this, buddy.
fucking nothing. Like
Yeah.
nothing related to this at all.
Right? Okay, so for you with that, going from college to that internship where you kind of feel like college isn't really teaching you that. How does that make you like feel?
I mean, okay, so it's definitely weird. So my internship isn't directly related to my major, right? So my internship is with pre-construction management, right?
Mhm.
So I'm still working with electrical things like cabling, fiber optics, and then like telecommunication and that kind of thing, right? I'm still working related to it, but it's not tied into it at all. So I still do have the opportunity to try and focus on something that's more design or specifically electrical based if I truly wanted to. I do think school is teaching me a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
That
So
I
it's not all
definitely did
wasted.
not. It's not all wasted. School's definitely teaching me stuff that I don't know about yet. I'm still learning. I don't think I've used enough of it in the field to give a valid reason on if it's good or bad.
Mhm.
I think that would kind of depend on if I got a job specifically in it, because then it could be like, okay, I'm like an electrical engineer and I did electrical engineering in college and they aren't related, then I could say that. But like being that these aren't really related, like in that sense, I don't know if I could say that necessarily.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, there is a lot of background and math that goes into like my college part of it,
Mhm.
which that part I do know for a fact you're not really going to do. To my knowledge, you're not going to use it as much as we do. But I understand that people want to drill in the concepts behind it.
I
That's a
want you to
lot of what I've
master
been
it,
learning.
especially if you're
That's
spending your money.
majority of what I've been learning. It's not even like how to do things like in lab. Like it's not how to do things. A majority of it is here is a concept behind it, the math behind it, and that is what you need to know.
Hmm.
And so I'm hoping my senior year I'll learn more of the utilizing the concepts that I've learned into like a physical like thing.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I've done it once for
Mhm.
one of my labs, but I don't know.
Hell yeah. Well, dude, I mean, it's good that it's going noticed to where your boss is like, hey, man, We'll talk about it later. And as scary as that is, right? I mean, there have been plenty of jobs where I've been where it's like, they call one person back, fire his fucking ass. They call your ass in, and I'm like, oh shit.
I was so scared because when the boss walked over and pulled the person, I not gonna lie, I was on my phone. I was typing in messages for what to ask today, on the Discord. So I was texting basically like, okay, what am I gonna ask in the podcast and whatnot. And boss walks by, I'm like, oh shit, like if he just went and fired somebody, and he just saw me texting on the phone, like, am I next? Like, like I was scared. I was genuinely scared.
It's a scary feeling, right? Especially where it's like, I mean, anybody who works in a place where it's some real shit, having that fear of losing your job on like that day, dude, that is a truly scary feeling. Especially where it's like, that people depend on you, right? People depend on you working to make things happen. That is a very, very scary feeling. So, dude, that emotional ride you were on, like Thunder Mountain ride, that is not something.
Brando's not here, but I'm fucking telling him about that.
Go ahead, tell him about it, bro.
Also, you said, oh, people call Splash Mountain a ride. Yeah, so Thunder Mountain is a ride. That is the dumbest argument I've ever heard.
I don't know. That's what they called it.
Splash Mountain's a water ride.
That's what they called it on the news. That's what they called it on the news.
Of course, Splash Mountain is not a fucking roller coaster. So why is that tied to Thunder Mountain? That's the whole college, the fucking other bullshit we've been talking about.
Yeah. But I mean, dude, first of all, I didn't need to go to college to realize that's a ride, buddy. I didn't have to go to college for that.
We're just wrong. I'm telling you, I do need a fucking whiteboard here.
Dude, what are you gonna do? Okay, what are you gonna do with your whiteboard then?
Fucking put how many fucking people tallied roller coaster.
Oh yeah. I mean, shit, dude, we gotta at least. I feel like we gotta start asking everybody that now. Like that's like a legitimate
counter on like the bottom of the show, like the counter.
Yes, the counter. Okay, because maybe that should be like a thing we ask everybody. Maybe that should be your question instead of the fucking stupid. What's your favorite color?
Okay, I'll ask that now.
You should definitely start asking that one instead. Because
side note, I might have some decoration changing. I'll be more paintball podcast ready in my room.
Dude,
I bought some jersey frames, so I'll put some jerseys up.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
Yeah, so I'll be paintballed up.
You gotta remember, Caden, we're not a paintball podcast. We are a podcast with people that just play paintball.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. We talk about it a lot, and we do it a lot, and we get shot a lot.
We talk about it
all the time. We have paintball guests. Blah.
We
blah,
talk about
blah.
North Sentinel Island too. That doesn't mean we're a North Sentinel Island podcast.
Let me tell you, if Paddy was here right now in the second half of this, we are for sure grilling his ass on it, dude. I'm asking him about fucking GTA 6. I'm asking him what 3 items he's taken on North Sentinel Island with. Like,
GTA 6, dude. I'm having a mental battle because I really do want to get it when it comes out because it looks so good. But I don't know if I want to fucking buy it on a console.
I'm not buying it on a fucking console. Let me tell you.
You have to wait a year. You have to wait a year.
First of all, it's probably going to be closer to 2 years. Realistically.
You think it's going to be 2 years for it to come out on the computer?
I do.
Really?
I do.
Why?
And because that's how long it usually is. That's how long it was for Red Dead 2 to come out on PC.
That's such a long time.
And the thing is, okay, so I don't know if you remember this. You can even Google this, and maybe I could be wrong. The original GTA 5 to install on a computer took 7 discs. The original GTA 5. What does it say?
20 to 45 minutes, or 1 to 3 hours. Talking about like storage?
Yeah, the original physical copy, because that was 2013. There was physical media back then. The physical download of GTA required 7 discs.
115 gigabytes of game files.
Just look up how many discs it took to install GTA when it first came out. Luckily through the power. Oh, dude, how was that dead silence when I asked Paddy that question, bro?
That was so funny. 7 DVDs is what it said.
See, 7 discs to install GTA 5.
That's crazy.
And I mean, I don't know what it is. Like, I've been playing so much GTA 5 with my friends just because it's like, this is gonna sound so stupid because like I played GTA 4 so much when I was a kid. When GTA 5 came out, I never looked back, and I didn't know I was. It's like that scene from The Office. You don't know you're in the golden years until they're already gone. So it's almost like with GTA 5 and GTA 6 coming out, I'm going back and just trying to have as much fun as I possibly can with my friends, doing some crazy wacky missions, blowing each other up, just like having a good time, because I just wish that was a thing when I was a lot younger. I never really took advantage of that when I was younger, as a game,
Bro.
It's gonna make me sad. Well, dude, your focus is insane, bro.
Dude, it happens like after like 2 hours. It just goes out.
We're not even
It's
at
like,
2
I'm
hours.
done.
You were at 1:40 and 15 seconds.
See, the camera's buns. You go back to the fisheye.
Big boy, dude. The
What were we talking
12th
about?
grade movie maker program.
Oh my god, dude.
We were talking about GTA. That's what we were talking about.
Fuck, I totally forgot.
Do you see how much? Do you see the pricing about it? Do you see the pricing on it?
80 and 100.
$80 for the normal version, $100 for the deluxe version,
Insane.
and that's just for campaign.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask. Okay, holy fucking shit, bro. All right, bro. Maybe I definitely won't fucking buy it.
I'm not buying it twice. That's for sure.
Even though I just bought like some bowling balls, so.
That makes sense for you though. You like balls?
Yeah.
Paint
yeah,
balls,
totally.
bowling
Paint
balls,
volleyball,
pickle balls,
bowling ball, pickle ball, hatch ball. What? No. So, Mecha Chameleon. I remember you've been talking about that.
Yeah.
Have you played that?
I have. I think that it would be so much fucking fun to. I mean, honestly, like maybe like a Patreon exclusive, or even like just like fuck it and just put it up on the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Just fuck it, because I feel like it would be a good time. I think that it would be sick because one of our buddies that we've had on the podcast recently, Goofy by Nature, he recently started a thing called Modelo, bro. So if you go check that shit out, go like and subscribe to that. But I feel like it would be so cool if we could like collab with other people who are also trying to create something. Right. Like let me try to think of who else like I think it would be fun to do with. Like the Center 50. Like those guys are cool to where, that game is 2 fucking gigs. If you cannot run that game, I feel like you could run that game on a fucking crap top, bro.
Fucking Play the Game podcast plays video games with fucking from the Sidelines.
Dude, I feel like that would be sick if we had Marcelo and Tyler playing Mecha Chameleon. Like, dude, that game is
or
so
get fucking Keith and Phil Shredder to play
Water Warfare. That is so good. Okay.
I keep a fucking mouse or actually all of them, bro.
If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, we're talking about a game called Mecha Chameleon. It is basically like hide and seek, but you are a blob stick figure that you can like scale the walls and go in like weird like wacky positions and shit, right? T-pose. And you can paint yourself like very, very carefully to where you can
you're like Kita in Hunger Games.
You could paint yourself to like be like Callie and you'd be on the wall like just being the painting. And there are people who hunt you down. They're the seekers that will try to hunt you down and find your hiding spot. Dude, that reminds me so much of, I wouldn't say Michael Myers from Call of Duty back in the day, but dude, it was so much fun because I am creating the craziest painting spots.
I've been seeing TikToks of good paints and I'm like, dude, I want to try these. Like some of these are good.
Do you play it?
I played it, yeah.
Oh, dude, we should totally.
I played it like 2 days, but I played it for a long time, but I haven't got a chance to play it.
It's funny. I'm texting the Center 50 right fucking now. So stretch for me.
play videos, play video games. Shit. I was gonna say earlier, dude, having that quote burnout, like not playing paintball pisses me off. It feels weird. I don't like it. I want to play. I'm itching to go to a tournament. I'm so pissed I didn't play that last tournament. I want to be a part of it.
Chameleon.
Chameleon.
Yeah, I gotta use voice to text.
No way you just seried that.
I was spelling it wrong and a spell check wasn't working. But go ahead.
Oh my god.
I agree with you on what you're saying right now, dude. I'm in the same ballpark.
It's actually, I need that outlet, bro. It's weird. Like, I know you and I both got to that spot where it's like, okay, we need to step away from paintball and like be able to experience life. Like, we need to go experience the Museum of Death. Like we need to go experience things. But I, I, as annoying to some people that it might be to put in the work and like have that commitment 24/7, I feel like I need that right now. It's been too long.
I agree. It's like being a busy bee and then all of a sudden just fucking sitting on the couch. Right?
Hmm.
It feels very, very foreign. And the only way how I've kind of been able to kind of cope with it, me personally, is kind of going to the gym. And I've also been I'm incredibly blessed for my girlfriend. I've really been consolidating with her where it's like, dude, she's my peace. And when life gets fucking incredibly stressful, she's there for me. And that
And
was a
it's
big
weird because
thing
I'm
for
already
paintball.
juggling a lot of things. So like throwing it back in paintball would like more juggling, but it's what I want. Like
But it's also for you, paintball is one of those things where it's almost like a little bit on that higher end. Correct me if I'm wrong.
right.
Like when it comes to life choices, where if
Mhm.
the boys are like, "Yo, Sunday we're going paintballing," or "Hey, we're going bowling," at the same like
When I pick paintball, yeah,
exactly right.
yeah.
Paintball is just one of those things where we've done it for so long. We've evolved as players. We've evolved as people. We've built
Dude,
friendships and
it's
family to where it is a huge thing missing from our lives if we go longer than 3 weeks playing it.
dude. This will be my 7th year playing. It's God. I think I started so long ago.
Yeah, it's crazy to think I've
I
been playing for
started
over
as a
10.
fucking started as a child.
Yeah.
Literally started as a child,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm like an adult,
How does it make you feel,
old.
Unk?
All my dude. It's weird because like I still feel like I'm like 20. Like
For
I
sure.
still feel like young.
For
And when I
sure.
work with like my friends or like coworkers at work, which I'm friends with everybody at work, and they're like, "Oh yeah, like I'm 21 now, or like I'm 20 now, right? Something like that." They're like, "Yo, you're 23, like you're unk." I'm like, "Bro, I'm not unk, bro.
That's
I'm
2 years
not
of a
unk."
difference. What the fuck is wrong with
Yeah, I
these
know.
people?
It's like a normal term now, but it's like fuck with people. But I'm not old yet, bro. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. I
But
mean,
it's like when I look in that, like starting paintball and like just life in general, retrospect, I am old.
you know, uh, it's crazy to think that there are children being born right at this fucking moment that are going to evolve into actual human beings that we could possibly have conversations with. That is just a crazy concept. That it's just kind of like foreign to me, especially because like, oh, what year were you born? Oh, 2026.
Hey, on the bright side,
What?
me and Hatch are Gen Z. We're both Gen Z,
Hey,
babe.
baby, I'm in there by 1 year.
By
1 year,
one
baby.
year,
The, the,
baby.
the buzzer beater. It feels
Different part
good.
of the Z's, but
Exactly. The
still there.
boys. That makes so much
Mhm.
fucking sense. Why I'm Gen Z? Because
Oh my god.
dude, that makes so much sense.
It
Holy
was part
shit.
of you and you never knew it.
Yeah, I never did know it. I just thought it came natural, but the prophecy has been fulfilled. You know. But
Dude.
man,
Um
it's crazy to
God.
think, Caden, just how much we've evolved as people. Obviously, I've seen you. I obviously we played at the same field for a long, long time. Seeing you grow up into a young man, dude, it is crazy. Just seeing. I feel like we reminisce on old times so much because it's just like part of this thing
Oh,
where
nostalgia.
I think of that reel where uh, it's like fuck a breakup. You ever miss a teammate?
Was it- Dude, that was a
Dude,
popular
that
reel.
one is a banging reel. I still love it every time. I'm gonna go fucking reshare that shit.
Good reel.
And
I'll probably do the same.
it really does kind of put it in perspective because dude, these times do not last forever, dude. Like they do not last forever. I'm seeing our local field turn into different people right before my eyes.
Right. And it's that thing too where it's like, sure, like I could have so much money in the bank, but memories are fucking priceless.
Yes, what is a
These are
man
the kinds
without
of things like
memories?
paintball's expensive. Holy fucking shit.
Yeah,
But I cannot trade that.
not even a little bit.
Genuinely can't.
It's helped me with so many aspects of my life. It turned me into a better person. It changed my attitude. It made me more positive. It made me more optimistic. Caden, you know the same way more than I do, but where it's like, you have to destroy your previous self before, what is it? You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like, I put it in the thing where
Like I'm blanking.
it's like, pretty sure it's from Full Metal Alchemist, where it's like, you have to destroy yourself and to forge who you want to be or some shit like that. It's from anime.
Yeah, I've
you
never
know,
seen that.
you
I've
know what
never
I'm
seen
talking
that
about.
Alchemist.
But I know you. I
Never
know for
seen
a fact you know this quote, dude. I know for a fact.
I've heard of it, but I don't know it fully.
Right, and but it really puts into perspective for me. Like, I really did have to destroy my past self for who I am now.
Mm-hmm.
I really did have to, and to turn your life into something where you know you kind of have to like awaken yourself to like the path in front of you where no one's coming to save you, bro. Like, you are especially as a man, dude, it is your job to make sure that you and your woman are protected. And that is like a huge like wake up call to me because I never took relationships fucking serious. Fuck no. But now that I'm in a one where I genuinely care, dude, it's opened
Right.
my eyes so much to where, you know, kind of like what Patty said, where I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
I think it's that thing too where you know that your girlfriend cares, and like you
Yeah.
guys have that same connection where you guys will go. What do you say? You said earlier, like that you guys will be able to go through something and endure something together.
Yeah. And it takes a very special person that is willing to suffer with you. Right? She's
Mm-hmm.
seen me on she has seen me on my absolute low. Dude, when I lost Callie, that was my absolute lowest. Bro, I don't think I've ever I'm like looking at myself from third person. I don't think I've ever acted like that in my entire life, except when that moment happened. And
Hard.
she saw it. Someone that's willing to stay and put up with you. That sounds like way too like brutal. Put up with you, but
To support you, just be with you.
yes, right. And you know, there's some people where you know, I'm grateful that she lets me play paintball. I'm grateful that she lets me see my friends. I'm grateful that she wants to come with me to see my friends because you know my girlfriend comes to the paintball field all the time with me, and
Right.
you know she's bought into the program. She understands like her place and kind of like trying to learn the game and try to be an assistant coach.
And it's cool with
different.
Tegan. She's not like one of those like girls that like steps is just there as a spectator. She's involved.
For sure.
And even then, she's friendly enough to like, at least in my, I don't know if I'm biased because since we're homies, but like I
Have
feel
a
like
conversation with.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, like I don't know. She's involved. Like she wants to be there. I feel like everyone has respect for Tegan.
Yes.
Which I mean it's earned.
Yeah,
I
100%.
think she's definitely shown that.
And I mean, dude, how many times have we as teammates seen? I mean, not even us as teammates, but in paintball, have you seen people have different girlfriends and go through different stages of life where you see this girlfriend, you see this girlfriend, you see this, like, right? I mean, I know for a fact that the boys have seen multiple stages of my life.
Right.
Right. Like the boys have
Yeah, that
seen
goes
me
for everybody.
pre-mullet, pre-mustache. The boys have seen me. You know,
Yeah.
dude. When I think about how far me and Cedar go back, dude, I genuinely like reminisce and like I'll sit in bed at night and be like, dude, we were in so many fucked situations together where you know, we had to be like, all right, time to suffer, at least for a little bit.
It's so funny. It happened again where one of my coworkers followed my Instagram. It happened again. We're like, what happened to your hair and like your facial hair and whatnot? I was like, oh, that's not me. They're like, that's not. I was like, no, that's my homie. That's my we look alike. That's my brother.
Yeah.
I was like,
I get that a
like,
lot too.
oh, like I scroll down. He's like, oh yeah, okay. Like I see you now. I see a difference. I was like, yeah.
It's funny.
It happened again. It's so funny.
I feel like it's just one of those things where we just gotta go with it now. We just gotta go with it now. We just gotta set sail and be like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. Family for life, bro. That's my brother. Because it's actually believable.
Brother from another mother.
It's actually believable, bro.
It is. We look similar.
Oh, dude, my girlfriend said one the other day, dude. You know, kind of like a brother from another mother, dude. From the womb to the tomb, or some shit like that.
Oh my god. The womb to the tomb.
She said that, and I was like, damn, that's kind of good. That's kind of fire.
Damn, she got bars.
Bars.
She's spitting. Milkshake.
Milkshake bar. That is a legendary
God.
clip. I miss that guy so much, dude. You see that clip where he was like running a super marathon or some shit like that?
Yeah, I did.
Dude, he was looking in shape. He was looking good,
Shout
bro.
out Reno, bro. Oh my gosh.
Reno, Jared, I think his last name's Thomas. Jared Thomas.
Yeah.
He is one of the greatest people that I have ever met.
Stand-up guy, bro.
He is so funny. He has never had any ill will towards anybody that I've ever seen. He is like the definition of like a golden retriever person. When it comes to attitude, dude, I aspire to be like a guy like that. You know, never negative, always a smile on his face, always willing to learn, never willing to quit. Reno is the fucking man, bro.
Without a doubt.
It's crazy just how many people that like the amount of people that we've met in paintball where they've kind of like changed our lives, right? I mean, we can even add Paddy to that list where he put a lot of things in perspective, right? Yeah. Maybe it's just like some of the questions that I'm asking where, I don't know, maybe it's my daddy issues where I asked
even being able to answer those questions, to go that far into depth. I think that it definitely shows it,
especially when the guy is willing to say that he had a heroin addiction.
Right.
Like that is so.
I don't know if I was supposed to say this, but it was fun.
Right, and right that he's honest about it. He's honest about it. Because the thing is, I've always been so curious about it. When I turn 80, if I turn 95 and I'm still alive, fuck it, we're doing heroin, boys. Fuck it.
Bro, you're just gonna go out with that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Or at least float up there gracefully. You know.
Oh my god.
But
funny.
It's funny because like kind of what we were talking about with him is, dude, you're not supposed to bounce back from that. Like statistically, I mean, dude, you should Google the recovery rate of heroin addicts and just see like how many people actually bounce back. Because it is not very many, and I know that for sure, right? Because most end up realistically dead or still using. Right, Paddy is one of those. This is part of the 1% that truly pushes forward.
Roughly 30% of people recover from that addiction.
Dude, that's like nothing compared to the grand scheme of how many people have done it. But dude, shout out to Paddy, dude. That requires a strength that, like, I'm blessed that I've never had to use that type of strength to like come back from an addiction like that. But just hearing how much he talks about it, especially when we had AJ on the podcast and he was kind of talking about it, where it's like it is another level of suffering, you know. But he doesn't regret it. I thought that was also very interesting as well. He didn't regret it.
Yeah,
he's like,
just the choices he made shaped who he is today.
Yes, and I feel like that's a thing we should definitely take out of his book, because it's hard not to kind of like judge yourself in a way, and especially what he was talking about being a good dad, where he's like, you know, the way outsiders may comment and talk about it, where it's like that social pressure of possibly being a bad dad, like that is at least to me, that's a big deal. That's a legitimate big deal. And you know, whenever like people like Paddy come on and talk about their kids, or whenever I talk to like Mike Ryan, right? Whenever I talk to Mike Ryan and his kid, like every time I see his kid looks different every single time. And it's maybe it's just my daddy issues, bro. That's got to be it, bro.
I have two notes. No, two notes with that. It definitely gives me some food for thought, because it's like I want to like judge myself and be like, okay, like if I was able to tell myself something when I was younger, like I would say like to get it done faster because I'm behind, right? But then also it's that point of like, if I didn't take the steps that I did, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Maybe we would have never met.
Right.
The butterfly effect.
Yeah, butterfly effect. But even that, and then it's funny you mentioned seeing Mike Ryan's kid, as I actually went and hung out with Logan's family for the first time in forever because I got invited to a movie.
I fucking miss Logan, bro.
I saw his younger siblings, and I was like, holy shit, like they are completely different from
when
I saw them.
They're conscious beings now.
They're grown. They're growing. But it's cute. Fucking Logan's younger brother, has a job now. His little sister's still adorable.
Hell yeah. Good shit.
And she still remembers me. I'm uncle, bro.
Nice. That's all. That's like a great thing to have, right? Where, you know, if I ever do have kids one day, dude, they're gonna have hella uncles. Hella uncles.
This Uncle Tyler, he is Dungeon Master.
Oh, Dungeon Master Tyler, dude. Fuck, man, I'm so excited to do Dungeons and Dragons again, dude. Man. Holy shit, dude. Because, I mean, sometimes I'm like dumbfounded when it comes to just like the progress of this podcast and just like how much we've done on it, how much we've talked about, how many people we've been about it, how many serious episodes we've had, how many laughing episodes we've had. Dude, we have had like, depending episode to episode, it's almost so hard to predict this show. And I definitely think that probably affects some of the views, where it's like, you don't know which one you're going to get.
Right.
Are you going to get one where we're talking about vulnerability and mental health? Or are you going to get some shit where we're talking about how many bees can carry a human being?
Oh god, I forgot about that.
You know?
The fucking bees killing a wasp.
You know, right? Like I got copyrighted for
yeah.
that by the BBC, bro.
Wait, what?
I got copyrighted for that for playing that
Actually?
clip of the bees. Yeah, I got copyrighted. I mean,
Oh my god.
I don't give a single fuck. I don't give a single fuck. I can't
No.
even monetize it yet.
Hey,
But whatever.
That's
Fuck
sick.
it. Who cares?
fucking bees, bro.
Fuck the BBC, dude. Fucking big black cock, bro. God damn it. It pisses me off.
Big buzzing cock. I don't know. Bee buzz.
Big.
Big black.
Oh yeah.
Big black dick.
Damn, God, gonna grab a big old black dick before. And just like stories like that, where I just think of like, you know, the podcast where we can. It's just so cool because there's gonna be a day where we get to like come back, watch these, dude. If I ever get Alzheimer's, I'm coming back. I'm coming back from it, bro.
I swore I was gonna place some money on it that you were gonna talk to Patty about fucking Night Marchers.
Really?
I swore.
Oh shit! You're so right, bro. Oh my god.
He's from Hawaii. He said he was from
Fuck,
Maui.
dude, you are so right. I told you should have fucking pressed him.
I peeped that, and I also saw it on his socials. I was like, dude, Hatch is totally gonna bring up Night Marchers.
Fuck,
like, let me
dude.
prepare myself for this.
I would have put money on that.
This conversation again. I was like, let me pull out the popcorn. Let me listen again.
Dude.
And he didn't say anything. I was like, oh, like this is weird.
Holy shit, dude, you are so right, dude.
Dude, I just called out Hatch for not being Hatch.
You straight up, dude. You did call me out. It's like I'm like, dude, am I real? Am I the real me right now? Like,
dude, this is an imposter.
Yeah, but am I the clone?
Yes.
They're talking about cloning
Among
people
us.
now, you know. But
Are they?
I mean, dude, they're cloning so much fucking shit. They're cloning sheep. They're the whole dire wolves. Those are basically clones.
Oh god.
You know, it's dude.
The Velociraptor. What was the dinosaur in the? I'm trying to remember it. Jurassic Park.
Which one?
Indominus Rex.
Oh.
Indominus Rex.
Yeah, that shit is genuinely scary because creating genetically modified things that are like killing machines. I wonder if that's like a metaphor for like.
We should start with regeneration. Actually, they probably are already doing that. Regeneration.
I mean, stem
with,
cells, right? Stem
lizards
cells
and stem cells. Yeah.
I feel like that's shit, Caden. You might be onto something, bro. You should definitely like take that to your engineering people and be like, dude, we need to engineer.
Bro, it's already a thing.
No, it's not, dude.
Already working on it.
Talking about lizard tails to regenerate human limbs.
Yes, I guarantee they have. There's no way. They talked about it in Spider-Man.
Did they?
They gotta have already.
What are we talking about? Spider-Man.
Are we dead?
What?
Yeah, in Spider.
Am I retarded?
Yes.
Have I seen?
Have you not seen Spider-Man?
The original?
Oh my god, bro!
Tobey Maguire?
Insane.
Dude, you're leaving me vague. You're leaving
it
me
was
vague,
Tobey.
bro.
It was Tobey Maguire.
Uh-huh.
And the main villain.
Green Goblin.
I'm not. Yeah, not Green Goblin.
I watched you from Norman's cowardly eyes.
Actually, no, it wasn't Tobey. It was Andrew Garfield.
Oh, I didn't really watch those
Garfield.
movies. I didn't really give that much of a fuck about those.
Andrew Garfield's the best Spider-Man, so hold the fuck on. He's
no, bro.
He is the most in tune with an actual Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire shoots jizz webs at his wrists. What do you mean he's more in tune?
And Tom Holland's about to fucking do that too, bro.
But he ain't. I ain't seen the movie yet.
He's about to. But Andrew Garfield is the most in touch with an actual Spider-Man.
Nah.
He crawls around like a spider, shoots webs and sits on it, and feels vibrations like a spider would. Like, bro, he is the most in tune Spider-Man, and he's also the coolest. His suit's the coolest.
Compared to fucking Iron Spider.
Besides black suit Spider.
That's Venom.
No, I'm talking about not Venom. I'm talking about Tobey Maguire black suit when he just had a little bit, not actually Venom.
I still think that's Venom.
His suit.
Is it not?
But I mean, yeah, but no, because remember Venom's like the whole symbiote. I don't know. He didn't have the persona in it, did he?
Yeah, I'm not too educated on symbiotes like that. But
because like the Eddie Brock version, he actually had the whole Venom thing, but Tobey Maguire, he had like maybe he had like a little smidgen. I don't know how it works.
You're probably right. I probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to Spider-Man.
Andrew Garfield's honestly, this is another debate we could put on a whiteboard of like who is the best version of Spider-Man.
I guarantee they won't say I guarantee they won't say Andrew
Tom
Garfield.
Holland.
They'll say Tom
Andrew
Holland.
Garfield
They'll say
yeah.
they'll say Tobey Maguire and then Tom Holland's a close second. And they're gonna be like,
No,
Andrew
okay,
Garfield.
you are
Oh!
so wrong. You
No,
are
dude.
actually so wrong.
No, bro.
You're so wrong.
No, dude. Tobey Maguire,
Dude.
he is an OG, bro. He's an OG.
I'm not denying that.
Imagine,
I'm not denying that.
imagine if there were movies where the
Amazing
CGI
Spider-Man
and-
is so good.
No, let me tell you, Tobey Maguire was fucking ripped as was actually ripped as shit. Andrew Garfield looking like
Okay,
a
that is
motherfucking
true, that's
string
true.
bean. Looking like a fucking string bean.
No,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
fuck. Bro. In the Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, he fought with the main people. What, the Lizard and Electro? Electro's a fucking badass villain too.
Wow, dude, you're gonna get electrocuted by a fucking charge.
This fucking guy. This
You
fucking.
scared of a
Oh,
lizard?
my name's Green Goblin, bro. Actually, he also had Green Goblin. It was a different version of Green Goblin.
Well, yeah, he had fucking the Hobgoblin.
No, he didn't have Hobgoblin.
Is that not the Hobgoblin, the son of Green
No.
Goblin?
Is it Hobgoblin? Is that no? I'm pretty sure Hobgoblin.
Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. We got to be accurate. I'm probably wrong.
I'm pretty sure Hobgoblin is something that's gonna. Or I might be thinking of something else.
Who is Hobgoblin? What's his name?
Spider-Man.
We have to settle this right here, right now.
Who is Hobgoblin Spider-Man?
Is it Harry Osborn? What are you looking at?
Oh, he takes up the Hobgoblin mantle.
Who?
Harry Osborn.
Yeah, sure. That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, I don't.
Dude,
yeah.
That's like.
But okay, so actually, I don't know if you've heard this. So, people have been theorizing with the new movie. I don't know how. Oh my. People have been theorizing with the new movie, that's coming out with the whole transformation of Spider-Man and whatnot. That Ned, his best friend for this version of Spider-Man, that Ned is gonna turn into a Hobgoblin.
Man, let me tell you. One, that guy is so
Have
fucking.
you heard about that?
I have. That guy is so fucking derpy that which I'm pretty sure I saw like a recent interview with him where he low-key looks like way better, like skinny. He doesn't look like this fucking fat tub of shit like he did in like when he in the older movies, right? So I
Okay.
think that they could, they're investing a lot into this guy. I do think that he could, absolutely do it, but it would take a lot for me to convince me of that guy leaving that goofy ass fucking role.
I mean, shit. I'm on the.
That would be an
note
insane
of, like,
transformation, like one of the best
note
Marvel
of
transformations
roles.
ever.
Note of roles. I cannot wait to watch with Doomsday or Doom or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I forget what it's called, but where Robert Downey Jr. is not Iron Man anymore.
It's Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom. Okay, I don't know if is the movie called Doctor Doom?
I'm pretty sure it's called Avengers Doomsday.
Doomsday. Okay, so yeah, so it is Doomsday.
It's
but
just
yeah,
so hard
I'm
for me
excited
because
for that.
there's just so much like weird bullshit in the Marvel universe now that like makes
like
me
the
not even really
multiverse.
want to watch it. Like, apparently fucking Brody's a fucking skull the whole fucking time. Like he's not even Brody's been replaced since like Civil War basically. Like,
Right.
like if they don't like talk about that at all, like what the fuck are they doing? You're telling me this guy is just a random alien the whole time being undercover.
Right. It
Right.
definitely peaked with Infinity War and Endgame.
I mean, wasn't there another Avengers game? Wasn't there another Avengers movie?
I think so.
I feel like there was an Avengers movie with like the off-brand Avengers, where it was like the
Oh.
one that's like Black Widow.
There's like
Hawkeye's
Eternals and
daughter
then
and
there's
shit.
Hawkeye's daughter. Thunderbird? No, not Thunderbird. I know Eternals. That's something different. There is something like that.
Thor: Love and Thunder also fucking sucked. And let me
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Let me also just say, if Thor, one thing that like really pissed me off so much is when they made Thor fat. Bro,
Yeah.
I was actually
So
so
I-
angry at that.
I read something about this because I saw it online and I was like, this is actually a good take. Where the reason that a lot of like Marvel, for example, is struggling with introducing new characters, like was Ironheart? Is that the chick, the Iron chick, the like black girl that's trying to be like Iron Man, or like the girl version of Thor? The reason that they struggle with creating these characters and getting love for them is because the whole basis of how they make them popular is making the characters we love worse. Like, oh, Thor is fat now, so you have to give the spotlight to this other character. And I was like, that's actually a good take. Like, nobody wants to see their favorite character get worse because then they're just gonna hate the new character. It's like, oh, give us back our original character. And I was like, okay, that's kind of a good take because, like I've seen with all the new characters, they're just shit talking the originals.
It's just weird because it's like Thor is a guy that's lived thousands of years and has been a fucking complete athlete, and the guy loses to Thanos once and now he's a fucking complete fat ass. Like, what?
Right.
How, like, he's been alive for thousands of years being a unit. How does he get fat in that, like, in a 5-year period like that? That is insane.
My mom was so upset.
I am too, bro. I still am. You know, okay, one thing that I thought was funny with Fat Thor is fucking Noob Master 69. When you pick up the headset,
yeah,
and he's like,
yeah.
he's like, Thor, he's talking to me again, Thor, and he's like, okay,
That was funny.
Noob Master 69. You know, I just thought that was a funny bit because they're playing
That was
Fortnite.
a hit at the younger generation. That was funny.
I mean, Noob Master 69. That is like a random Xbox generated 360 name.
Random, bro. That's like a normal name. It's like, oh, what I want to be? I want to be a new master.
Noob Master 69.
6'9", because 6'9".
Amen, bro. You got to keep it on the 69.
It's either 6'9" or 420.
6'9", 420. Now it's 6'7".
6'7".
You know, I see a ton of those, dude. I'll play in a Valorant.
21. That was another one.
Yeah, 21. You know, sometimes I see in like, I know the game of Valorant is going to be absolutely horrid when this guy's gamer tag is say goodbye to your points or say goodbye to your RR 6'7", and I'm like, oh fuck, this guy's about to throw my whole game.
I thought they like when you see that, oh, I miss my jet or I miss my sage.
Oh, when I see his jet and her sage and shit,
yeah.
I cringe at that. And the thing is, I don't know why, because my girlfriend plays Valorant and she is not very good, and I have to carry games hard as shit where I am her jet straight up. You know, I don't play jet myself, but you know, it is a very interesting concept. I love her to death.
I should try to get back into that game.
Dude, I'm telling you, I
was a really good Omen main.
Dude, Omen, what a great character. I legitimately think I texted the center 50 if I was like, have you guys ever heard of Mecha Chameleon? Because, dude, I think that would be so fucking fun.
I'm down.
If we could get you, me, hopefully Brando, the center 50, maybe Dungeon Master Tyler, because I definitely know he'd be down. I know JB would be down.
A big lobby. Yeah.
We could get like a legitimate big lobby where we could like make some funny content out of it.
It is more the merrier with those kinds of games, yeah.
100%. And fuck, man, dude, holy shit, we're on 2 hours and 12 minutes, dude. We better fucking wrap this shit up, bro.
Sorry, wrapping.
God damn, dude.
Before we head out, let's give a special shout out to our sponsors. First off, we got Welts Clothing. Hatch is wearing a sick ass with a baby blue.
Yeah, check that shit out.
Shirt. Go to check out Welts, get 10% off with code FTS. Next up, we got Hormesis. I'm always rocking a sick band. Brando don't have his merch, but he's there in spirit.
Missed that
and
guy.
Last but not least, Capital Edge Paintball Park. Come out there, come play us, come have a good time, make some memories that you can't, get anywhere else.
Let's get a Polaroid together. We'll get a Polaroid with it'll be me, whoever's listening, and then Caden. It'll be a sick photo. It'll be a sick photo. You know, go down. And
Brando will be like at our knees.
Oh well, no, he's the one taking the photo.
Okay,
he's the one taking the photo. But and then last but not, oh no, you said Capital Edge. You good shit, bro. You freaking killed it, dude. Goddamn.
Who do you think I am?
No, Brando's ad reads are like, yeah, and like welts and the great shirts and like love those guys.
He
and
hits you with the
dude.
Here he.
Read all about it. Welts Clothing, FTS, get you 10% off you. Right? But fuck. Caden, I'm grateful to have you in my life, bro. Dude, I could not even picture my life without you, dude. But, if you guys made it this far, make sure to like, subscribe, ring those bells, rate us 5 stars on Spotify. Check out the Patreon. I think the burnout's over, brother. I think we need to seriously start locking the fuck in and let's throw some designs in the chat. Sure. So if you made it this far, we love you. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you next time. Bye.